Well, if you guys have not seen the Instagram photos and everything yet, I'm an engaged man to be married.
What? Since when?
Rachel Coop.
Oh yeah, that's when. Well, Rachel is
since Rachel Coop.
Since Rachel Coops.
But at the time of recording this, it is Thursday, October 27th. So the deed has not been done yet.
Wait, let's do the engaged part one more time, and let me just go nuts real fast. All right,
guys, I'm engaged.
Let's go, baby! The boy wonder has done it.
The boy wonder. It feels weird to celebrate though when it hasn't happened yet. It feels weird to announce.
Totally.
I mean, I gotta make sure Rachel's location is like not within 10 miles of here. It just feels so wrong.
Jake, propose to Rachel.
What if she hears, dude?
Yeah. Hey, FYI, like Rachel, I don't know, like if something's going on in your house, but like I was walking by it earlier and somebody was yelling that Jake proposed to you. And,
that was weird.
Well, I don't know. Yeah.
Yeah, you might want to get that looked at. That's funny. We got our first water bill yesterday sent to the house, and it'd only been like 15 days worth in the house or whatever, and we had used $1.07 of water. And so I sent Rachel a picture, and I was like, "Hey, babe," which I only ever call her babe when it's like an ironic. Yeah. I was like, "We got to start cutting back." Okay, isn't going to be easy to hear.
Yeah.
Okay, but
only flesh browns, please.
Yeah. Hey, pee outside.
Yeah.
All right, we're all making sacrifices.
Right. That's what the pee barrel's for outside.
Yeah, only flesh browns. Anyway,
only flesh browns in the triplet household, guys. Rachel triplet coming soon.
Oh, I never thought about that, really.
Think about it, baby. Say it out loud. You ever say it out loud?
No.
Do it.
Rachel triplet.
Wow, dude.
Kind of fun. If the little third grader who couldn't say his R's could hear me now, say 2 R's in one name.
Rachel.
Rachel. Triplet. That one doesn't work as well. That's not the start of the word.
I think this tight beat means that it's going down with some random thoughts and white meat too. Midwest best friends eating fast food on repeat. So come along, let's have some fun and go ahead, get on your feet, cause it's the Ghostrunners podcast. Every Monday morning we're taking back Ghostrunners podcast.
Anyway, yeah, we might talk a little bit about the preparation leading up to the proposal and everything, which is going to be tomorrow night, our time. But exciting news, Brad, tell them.
Yeah, we're going to have a bonus episode this week on Wednesday. We're going to record Saturday with a bunch of Jake's family and Rachel's family and just kind of talk and like really, really rehash the whole night, the whole event of the proposal.
And the biggest s'mores of all time.
And we're going to have the biggest s'mores of all time together, which will be great. We need to prep them now probably for that.
Yeah,
they need to have an exhaustive list.
Because whatever the category is, you're going to need to have like 40 items prepared.
Yeah.
Because there's going to be like 10 people.
I really like the idea of modes of transportation.
Okay, yeah. I forgot to text you back. I mean, now when...
Because obviously you got like the best ones like car, airplane, boat. But then eventually it's going to be like, I don't know, Heelys. Like
skipping.
Yeah, skipping. Your feet. Yeah, it's gonna be crazy. So
okay, yeah. See, if we can get.
I think both Steves could get creative with that. Yeah. Rachel could have some funny answer. Whatever.
Oh yeah, Rachel thinks outside the box. So, anyway, so that will be coming Wednesday. So be looking for a bonus episode where we really talk about the proposal, how it all went. But
unreal.
For now,
I called it at the very beginning of the podcast. I said 6 months. You're gonna marry an Asian girl. I called it, and then you were like, I want a Jasmine, and Rachel. And then for a while it was like just like Jasmine.
It was like a Southern Asian, and then we kind of switched to more of like a Dutch looking Iowan.
Nailed it.
Yeah,
knew all along.
You did call it. You did. Yeah, it's tomorrow night, and it hasn't happened yet, but I feel good about it. I feel good by the time Monday rolls around.
Yeah,
we will be engaged.
That's wild. We recorded a Gene Shorts video about marriage or like preparing for weddings.
Yeah.
Then versus now.
I said that on camera and that felt weird too.
Yeah. The outro, you're like, and I'm engaged. And Derek had no idea that you were proposing.
Like, what?
Derek, what? Yeah. So
if it's not like one of your best friends, it feels weird to just randomly announce life updates.
It shouldn't. Let's take that back. Let's work on that. Cause like Derek for a while, like kind of forgot to tell me that his wife was having a baby. Like, and he's like, oh, and by the way, have I not told you that we're pregnant? And I had a hard time like telling Derek and Trey because we're not like super tight. Obviously, like they're interested if I tell them, but they're not gonna ask me. I don't know. How do we how do we do that without like being super selfish? Like being like, hey, I have a, like, it needs to have like its own like term, like monumental life update, you know, like something to where it's like, I'm not trying to be selfish and talk about myself all the time, but I do want you to be filled in on my life.
Cause I will do that with like roommates or Rachel or you, like best friends. I'll be like, hey, and by the way, like this is going on or whatever. I'll give them updates like, hey, we might sign this like golf deal. I'll say that to like Harrison or someone who's going to think it's cool or whatever. But yeah, when it's like a, you know, not A tier, but like B tier friend, how do you just kind of drop something on them? You do it in a video while they're recording you.
You just get like all your life out on podcasts, video, social media, so that they know everything.
I just assume they kind of pick up on it.
Yeah.
And that they're very in tune.
So I asked you just right before we recorded, like, how are you feeling? And you said, I'm ready for it to like happen. Like,
yeah, a little bit.
Yeah.
It's like a state championship game or something.
Yeah.
It's like there's been a lot of build up. And I'm a little nervous, but once it gets here, it's going to be so fun. I just want it to get here. Right. I'm nervous before tip off.
But it's like a state championship game that you know that you're going to win. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah. But I don't want it. I'm going to skip the analogy. I'm just nervous that one of my idiot friends or my idiot self is going to somehow spoil this.
Can we talk about how you almost spoiled it?
Yeah, that one was pretty light.
But that one was very light. Yeah, it was very fun. And it's one of those things where like, if you weren't thinking about it, you probably weren't picking up on it. But at the same time, maybe people out there are like looking for the smallest clues. Anyway, we did an Instagram live the other day. We were driving to get, we were hanging out all day doing planning and like dreaming and brainstorming.
This is our big Monday.
And we like Jake's like, oh yeah. And while you do this, I'm going to go to the jeweler, you know, and order or pick up. I don't know what exactly you said. Rachel's ring. And I was like, well, I want to go with you to that.
I was like, awesome.
Yeah. And so we were doing an Instagram live on the way there. We get to the parking lot and I'm like kind of signing off. And Jake's like, hey. Oh dude, hey, don't tell anybody where we are in case Rachel's watching. And fair thought from Jake to be like, okay, you know,
it was like I was.
What if Brad says something? But I'm smart enough not to say something. Like I know how to lie to a wife. All right, like I've lied to my wife for years. Just don't bring it up.
No one lies to women better than this guy.
No one. Yeah, I used to have a shirt that just said "lies to wife." I don't know.
Yeah, for some reason I thought like, oh, for a split second, it's not a live stream. I'm just going to talk to Brad privately, really quickly here, and I was like, Jake, you're an idiot.
Yeah, because didn't even mumble it. It was just like, hey, don't say anything.
Don't mention where we are, just in case Rachel watches.
And then we got off, and you were like, oh, why did I say that? And it was one of those like on The Office, like, you know, whenever Jim's the one that accidentally spoils that Pam's pregnant, and Michael's like, I can't believe it wasn't me. Yeah, that's exactly how I felt. Like it was like, oh, Jake's the one that actually spoiled this himself.
Because I've been very aware of other people's opportunities to spoil it. I've been very conscientious of like they could get caught up here, or even like just different times, and it's like I almost screwed up. But so Brad came with me to kind of finalize the what was I even ordering? Like the band / like the setting.
The setting, yeah.
The three stone.
Yep.
Band.
Yeah, the setting.
I don't know. Yeah, the nouns.
I think the ring itself and the setting is on top of it.
Settings on top. Got it.
And then you got the diamond. So yeah.
Okay, cool. Yeah.
Do you want to describe the ring for people who don't know? Or maybe we can have Rachel describe. Or maybe
oval.
Yeah.
Oval 3 stone, baby. Pretty simple.
Are they all three ovals?
No, the two on the side are more circular.
There you go. Round.
Mm-hmm. Anyway, Rachel's gonna love it. I can see Isaac through the fireplace. Isaac's over here now, and
hey, Dad, Jake's engaged.
Isaac, actually, I got a story. Come in here. I want to tell Brad a story together. This is gonna be perfect. We'll pause the engagement talk. So,
dude. It's been too long.
I really only have one really good story that I want to tell Brad this week, and it involves you. So come on in here and help tell it.
You're supposed to say Jake's engaged. He's not engaged.
I know. Doesn't it feel wrong? All right, Brad. So me, Isaac, Harrison have a great day of just roommate golf Saturday.
Oh yeah.
And the entire like last 2 hours, all we're talking about is like when we're done here, we're getting pizza. We want some pizza. That's always a good sign when you get a chuckle in the Okay.
I didn't know where it was going at first. I kind of forgot.
And so we look, we're in Blue Springs, and I'm like, hey, there's a Pizza Ranch. And none of us have ever been, but I've heard you say like, oh, you got to go to Pizza Ranch. And I've heard Rachel also say like, oh, Pizza Ranch, that's everywhere in Iowa. So I was like, guys, let's go. I think it's buffet style. We're all starving. And so we go to Pizza Ranch. And one of the first things that happened, which is great that Isaac will actually be here to defend himself. Like, I thought it was so funny. Like, you know, I ordered just like buffet. Harrison orders buffet, and then Isaac orders, can I get a buffet and a to-go cup? And we're like, what? Like right now? And so we thought that was kind of
75 cents extra, by the way.
75 cents extra. We're kind of laughing because
Respect.
I think the drink was already included. We're kind of like, what in the world is that, Isaac? But then we get to the first thing we go is to the drink station, and they do not have cups. And so we're like, is Isaac some sort of weird genius? How did he
He's
know
a wizard.
I knew.
to get a to-go cup when they don't have cups?
I didn't know. I just wanted some extra Dr. Pepper on the way home. So that's the reason I did
But like
that.
you're saying that like the buffet came with the drink.
Yeah, they had like plastic cups, or they were supposed to have plastic cups up by like, but they only had mugs. Like, what are the mugs?
Mugs?
for?
Yeah, they did have mugs.
Did you go soda in the mug?
I didn't. I think Harrison.
That's a Harrison move.
Yeah, I think Harrison got orange soda in a mug, maybe. Anyway, okay, so we're like already kind of laughing at like, this is funny. Isaac got a to-go cup. He's the only one who could drink anything. And so then we go to get some pizza. We're starving, and there's no pizza there. And so we're like, okay, maybe it's just kind of bad timing right now. And so we go sit down for a little bit. And we end up sitting in a spot where you can't see the buffet, which one was bad because you had to monitor it, but two ended up being hilarious. So that'll come into play later. So basically, we kind of start going in shifts. I feel like every person like takes a turn going up and seeing if the pizza's there.
Staggered.
And every time someone comes back with something that's not pizza, and it just got increasingly funnier. So I think the first time I come back with mashed potatoes.
Okay.
Yeah, a pizza ranch that doesn't really have pizza, but they have a ton of fried chicken.
Yeah. So then
potatoes.
Harrison comes back with fried chicken, and then Isaac comes back with potato skins. So that's round
potato
one.
skins though. You don't
They
get
were
those.
nice.
You don't get those like at a like you never eat those at home. But when you're at a
They were
buffet,
nice.
potato skins are nice. Yeah.
Yeah, they were good.
So that's round one. Also, just so you know, they didn't have forks.
What is
So
that?
we're eating
What
this with.
state were you in?
This is Blue Springs.
Just
I
curious.
think Missouri.
Okay. Just curious.
Yeah.
Just curious where this terrible service was at Pizza Ranch.
And so then we eat like our sides, and we wait a few minutes, and then we start going in shifts again. I go up, I come back, I got a plate of pasta now. Still spoon only. I got some pasta and some red sauce. Harrison comes back with a salad and a spoon. And then Isaac, this is the best part. Isaac comes back with a plate with just vanilla ice cream on it.
Yeah, on the plate because they didn't have bowls
They
probably.
had soft serve ice cream, so
Okay, you know, like when you're eating chips from a bag, and like when you're getting kind of near the end, it's like, oh man, there's like no like good pieces left, but you find like one like kind of big piece of chip left.
Yeah, that's fun.
And you eat it, and like your standards basically change every time you look back in the bag. Like you're like, no, actually that's a pretty good sized
Okay.
piece. That sounds like what you were doing every time you went back up there. You're like, man, there's nothing up here. Well, there is mashed potatoes. Like, and then you get mashed
Potato
potatoes. It's like,
skins.
well, there is salad. You know, and it's like, well, there is a plate full of soft serve ice cream.
it was,
It was
awesome.
so
It
funny.
was nice soft serve too.
I took a video. There's Harrison in his bucket hat eating salad with a fork. I've got pasta. There's Isaac with his ice cream.
Did
It was
they
good
ever
ice
bring out
cream.
pizza?
They eventually did. And it
Well,
was,
before any of the pizza came out. The first thing that came out were like those cheesy breadsticks or whatever. What do they call them?
oh yeah, what did they call it? Monkey bread or something?
Monkey bread.
Something like that. I
It
don't
was
know.
Pretty good, but I mean, it was kind of a madhouse because whenever the pizza came out, you know, everyone there is waiting for the pizza. This place is pretty packed.
Yeah.
It's packed of people that are not like Jake Harrison.
Yeah,
and I,
yeah.
In
They're-
a sense that
They're used to all you can eat buffets.
yes,
Yeah.
exactly.
Yeah, there were a lot of people that like, I don't know, they like couldn't walk right.
Like literally. Couldn't
Maybe there's a
walk.
correlation here
Literally could not
between
walk.
eating lots of
Like-
melted cheese and not being able to walk.
Like
very
half
well.
the people in there couldn't really walk, and so
It was
yeah,
just it was a great, more than anything, it was a great people watching
Oh,
experience.
100%.
yeah.
I've only been to Pizza Range once, but from what I can remember, they had like waiters or, you know, kind of people like attending to your table, and you could request pizza that they would like then bring to your table.
Oh,
So
maybe.
I did see, and I was getting a little like, what's going on here?
Yeah, that
There's a
explains
few
it.
other tables, they're getting like pizzas brought out to
Like,
like
brought
full
to them.
pizzas
Yeah.
brought out to them. I'm like, what did they do to
Yeah.
get this?
Okay, that makes sense. Yeah, because we kept thinking that we're like, how do they keep getting pizzas
They
delivered?
got the buffet to go cup.
Yeah, I was gonna say they got the
Delivery.
actual package.
Delivery. Yeah.
Yeah, that's amazing.
Yeah, there was a lot to watch because one of the main deliverers was this like youngerish girl who was like definitely worked there, but definitely had no interest in improving her job security, had a lot of interest in one of the other employees.
Okay.
And we're just following him around, which he had a Pizza Ranch shirt on, but we're just like sitting down eating pizza.
Yeah, he was just walking around with a slice of pizza, just eating it, like sitting down every now and then. This lady would follow, this girl would follow him. And
I don't know if he's like working right now, but she is intrigued, and we are intrigued.
Were there any like employees or not employees, any patrons that were getting frustrated at the service? Like, did you see anybody visibly upset or anything like that?
Yes, something happened when I was up there. I feel like I came back and told you guys something. Oh, they brought out more plates one time. Oh, and she was so upset. Everyone is waiting.
Like, really? We need more plates right now?
Yeah, that's
what we need. More plates.
Yeah,
huh.
Yeah, because everyone's standing there with like their arms crossed. I mean, just like sharks, just circling the buffet, just waiting for pizza. And then they bring out 50 plates. Really? More plates? Yeah, that's
I bet
what it
those things left quickly once the pizza came out.
So yeah, they were getting a little snarky about the plates.
Yeah, that was great.
That is like one of those like very interesting. It's kind of like when you get in line at the airport, like people really care about getting to their spot in line quickly, but you can't care so much that you look ridiculous when you do it. Kind of like when this pizza came out, like everyone really wanted to like run up there probably and jump in line, but it was one of those things where it's like, well, we have to be a little bit civil about this. No. You saw some people like pretty much hustling.
I mean, there are people definitely like
people wobbling up there,
just like waiting for the
crutching up there. I mean, yeah.
Give me my pepperoni. But like, the funny thing is, like, what if they wait all that time and it's just like the nastiest pizza, like the nastiest option, like cheeseburger. I feel like they always have like a cheeseburger pizza
that comes out first.
Yeah, something like that. It's like, oh, okay, cool. Everyone's wanting the cheeseburger, not the pepperoni.
It did feel a little bit like a Titanic situation where it's kind of women and children first. I feel like when I kind of got there, it was like, I think there's going to be some left for me. Yeah. So let the mom in the DuckTales shirt go ahead of me.
And then you get up there, and the pizzas are pretty small. The slices are pretty small. And it's like, man, I could grab probably like 6 of these. Yeah. But it's like, I should probably only grab 1 or 2.
That would be a fun like 1 to 10 kind of thing. Like, you have to go take the entire pizza.
Everyone's been waiting. I remember like just standing there like, all right, I should probably only take 2. I wanted to take a lot more.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. And Isaac, in the end, didn't end up eating that much. Turns out if you lay a nice base of potato skins and ice cream, you're not that hungry.
Yeah,
I think.
Stomach feels weird.
The whiter, not wider, whiter your base is. With potatoes and ice cream, the less you eat. That's good.
So yeah, that was Pizza Ranch.
Pizza Ranch. It was a good time.
It was fun.
What do you think about Jake getting engaged? You're next.
Man, I think it's crazy. It's exciting.
Oh yeah, I'll talk.
It's really exciting.
Yeah, thanks, dude. I'll talk to you more off the pod, but I have
really great thoughts, man.
Little task.
That's what I got. It's exciting.
It is. It's very exciting.
It's lit. I don't know.
I mean, yeah, as my generation says,
it's gonna be a movie. Friday night was a movie.
Friday night was a short film.
Golly.
It was a YouTube video. What I might have you do is while all of our families are out to dinner, I'm gonna have the photographer. He's got like a printer at home. So he's going to go back, edit. He's going to send me like 5 pictures. I'm going to pick 2 of them. He's going to print those 2 off. And I'm going to send you over to his house with some frames. And if you could come back here for the after party and already have pictures from the proposal hung up.
Come back.
How hot is that?
Brad's.
Yeah, here.
Yeah.
Here. Yeah.
Promise house. But yeah, I'll talk to you more about it. But yeah, that's part of the plan. How fun will that be?
That's exciting.
Thank you. Thank you. Come back.
All fun.
I think Rachel's a little bit like Catherine with technology at times, where like she won't believe that was from that night. She'll be like, "How did you? Are these drawings? Or like, how did you get these? Like, how?
Be a painting.
Did you fake this? Is that me Photoshop? Do you do this like with a taller girl? Like, whatever."
I mean, yeah, Rachel did believe that our TV at our house was a picture, actual.
Yeah, not a lot of people have believed that. Yeah, but she
the
was
one
of the
cord coming down.
Yeah, the one with the cord coming down, and it's clearly lit up.
Yeah,
it's actually just a backlit canvas.
She's like, "Oh, cool.
That's awesome."
Yeah, with a bunch of guys living here, I'm sure that's normal.
That's our thing. You see all the other art.
We've just said like, hey, we're going to be one of those guys' houses that doesn't have a TV in the living room. But we are going to face like our couch towards
the
this
2 lazy boys
picture.
with cup holders and recliners will face the art. Yeah.
Amazing.
Anyway,
cool.
That's Pizza Ranch.
Thanks for coming, Ike.
Hey, good to be back.
Isaac's back.
You'll be your electrician for a little while now.
Isaac the electrician. He's over here because The old brand new washer and dryer I just bought already broke, and had someone come over and look at it. Well, I'll tell you what I had is I called Best Buy and I was like, hey, the dryer already doesn't work. And they're like, looks like you declined Geek Squad protection. I was like, well, yeah, it's a dryer. I didn't buy a computer. Are people like accepting the
You don't
Geek
think
Squad?
of Geek Squads as being the dryer guys.
Yeah, I was like, what could they possibly do?
No geek knows his way around a dryer.
I remember like physically declining it. I was like, why do I want Geek Squad?
Yeah, I built my own computer, and I also hardwired the dryer.
There's no way a Geek Squad guy's like,
What do we got?
I live for the washer dryer game.
I've got an 8.6 gigabyte GPU, and I got a 7.2 liter dryer.
Yeah.
Washer is with the top loading agitator, of course. High efficiency loads.
I put my RAM in my computer, and then I also upgraded our freezer to have better ice. Is that good?
The Geek Squad's a big appliance guy.
Yeah. Because that's what Best Buy's turned into, is a bunch of appliance things. But it's like,
Yeah, ovens and fridges and everything.
because the DVD section is no longer around.
That's it.
You
That is
know?
why.
It's
Yeah.
like, hey,
not
we gotta,
Amazon.
We got to fill it somewhere.
It's just the technology itself
Uh-huh.
changed, the DVDs.
Yeah.
Anyway, so they were like, well, Best Buy, we can't do anything. It'll cost $100 just to diagnose it. And so then I called Samsung, yada, yada, which, by the way, it's been a lot going on this week.
Yeah.
Monday was a big conversation with Trey. Friday, trying to plan a proposal.
Yeah,
and
maybe
then
just tell it to Rachel. Just be like, honestly, like, can we not do it this week?
Can you handle the Samsung
I'm like
stuff?
really busy with other things.
I have like a big night Friday, and can you get your nails done at some point? Awesome. That's the other phase. I mean, there's so much. Well, whatever. Let me stick to the dryer thing. Yeah. So Samsung guy comes over here, and he's just like, "Yeah, I don't know how you didn't burn your house down." I was like, oh, "Okay." He's like, "Yeah, you're gonna need an electrician to come out." And so I was like, "I know two of those." So I texted Peter and Isaac.
I know the two most accident-prone guys in my life. I'll have them see if they don't burn my house down.
Rachel's really worried the house is gonna burn down, and I was like, "No."
Yeah, she said like he really freaked her out. Like,
Yeah.
yeah, you shouldn't be even turning on. He like messed with something with the breaker and it was like buzzing. He's like, you hear that buzz? It should not be doing that. And I was like, well, then tell him to stop.
Rachel's
doing
like,
it.
"Well, stop then." You hear this? This is really bad.
Like, I would not do this if I were you.
That's kind of been happening to Rachel's body physically because her like stitches didn't heal very well, and so we went back to urgent care together this week. Like I said, big week, a lot
Big
going
week,
on,
yeah.
and it's on her left hand. Awesome, but
Let me see your ring.
just show me kind of just from the top, just like these two fingers. But the doctor would be like, "Now, can you open it much?" And Rachel's like, "No, not really." And then the doctor would be like, "Let's see," and then just kind of open up her wound. I'm like, "Oh yeah, that's still open."
Let me tear this thing real quick. Okay.
Let's
yeah.
undo everything the stitches did the last 12 days. But
Did that happen? Like, did it start bleeding and stuff?
no, it did start bleeding, but I think it's just like it
definitely
that can't
felt it.
like it just feels like was it the stitches to keep it to tighten
Yeah,
it shut,
yeah,
and now
yeah.
you just open it back up. Anyway, so dryer's here to fix the Isaac, and yeah, tomorrow night's gonna be a big night. There's been a ton of planning going into it, a ton of lying really going into it. I'm fully prepared. I don't know if it's a life of crime necessarily, but a life of corruption. I
Yeah,
think is what I've
that's
prepared
marriage,
myself
maybe.
for. Yeah.
Yeah. It'll be good.
Isaac said, "I just flipped some of the breakers off for the basement and just turned off the vacuum of the guy working on your car."
Oh.
Forgot about that. So something else I planned this week, and admits I'm just in a big planning mode, is I asked to get my car detailed today while we were recording because I thought it could create some good content if the guy like comes here while recording and then maybe get the hair comment
What animal
again.
you got?
So he's out there now. He showed up a little early, and he didn't quite say what kind of animal you got. And I think it was because the same guy, he recognized me, and he's like, "You make YouTube videos, and I've cleaned your car."
Yeah.
I was like, "Yeah." So same guy. So he didn't quite mention anything about animal hair. But I will have to leave here shortly to go and be bullied into tipping him.
I will filibuster for you. Or should I just say no tip? Should I just open up the
Open
window?
up.
This piece of crap? Like, no, I joked, like, when he pulled up, you're like, oh, the detail guy's here. I would have guessed if you would have said, hey, Brad, max bet $1,000. Do you think that guy is the car detail guy or the guy here to fix my washer and dryer? I would have guessed washer and dryer, $1,000. This guy pulls up in like a rinky dink. I mean, speaking of Home Alone, it was like Marvin Harry's van. I mean,
but with less branding.
And I joked, I was like, if like that's the most ironic. Like the nastiest looking van is the guy that's going to come make your car look beautiful.
Yeah, it is. It's a great definition of irony. Well used.
So, anyway, but you don't think that's going to throw her off the scent or throw her like on the scent that you're getting your car detailed?
Oh no! If anything, it's not even that related.
Yeah,
it was kind of like, hey, that could be a funny content thing. Sand volleyball season's over, so no, that's not too related.
Sand volleyball.
But yeah, that is so funny. Isaac is down there for 10 seconds and just shuts off the guy's vacuum. I love that.
You just hear him like, what the? What do you think? I don't know. I don't know exactly what you want to say and what you don't want to say.
I don't know either.
Can we talk about going to the jeweler together?
Yeah.
Okay. So we went to the jeweler. And Tom is the guy.
I was like, Brad, I got issues with my guy, Tom.
Yeah, Tom. Tom's a good guy.
Yeah.
Talked all about his son's obsession with going and like doing car shows or something together.
Sure.
Great, Tom. I don't know what you're talking about right now. But that's great. But anyway, it was fun. Like, you guys picked out everything. I thought you did a really good job. Like, you knew it was like the ideal time for you to propose was this weekend because your parents were both going to be in town. Both sides.
Yeah, which, by the way, the person who made that YouTube comment, hey, shh, I know, all right? Like, one of the top comments last week was like, Jake, both parents in town might be a good opportunity. I thought about deleting that comment, but I was like, does that look bad too? I don't know.
Yeah. Comment has been deleted.
Yeah, there would be another comment that's like, why Jake delete my comment about proposing this Friday? I was like, maybe I shouldn't do that.
Read the room.
Yeah, I know. I know what I'm doing.
Have I ever talked about whenever I proposed to Catherine that night, like, one of the Osages, which were like the high school girls at our camp, who Catherine was like in charge of, she texted Catherine and said, do you have something to tell me? Like, all caps, like question mark, whatever. And Catherine's
gosh.
No. And then she was like reading this to me at like this dinner, this fancy dinner we were at. And I was like, oh, that's crazy. Whoa, I don't know what that's about. And then this girl like responds back again, are you sure?
Oh my God. Who is this girl? Do I know her?
Yeah, that's the crazy
Dox
thing.
her. All right, now. What's her name?
Nikki Clodfelter.
She's never
Hope you're married. Yeah. I'm just kidding. Yeah, Nicole Clodfelter. The crazy thing is she's like the most socially, like she was like the most mature one out of all of them. So I don't know why
she should have known better.
She didn't pick up on this. But I remember like after that dinner, we were walking around the landing for a little bit, just killing time in Branson. And I went to the bathroom and I made a video and I was like, I think the Osage Nikki just ruined the whole thing.
Who was the video for?
Myself. I get documentation. I don't know. I think I documented the like rest of the night as well, like before I picked her up or so. I don't remember.
That's fun. I've done a video or two like that before, just on my phone for me. I'm just like, hey, I think I did it during 2020. I did like a video of just like, here's where I'm living, my roommates, here's what's going on at work.
There you go. little
time capsule.
Video journal.
Yeah.
So anyway, so yeah, I don't remember how we got there. Just Tom ring.
Tom. Oh, the YouTube comment almost spoiling it.
Yeah. So anyway, I was really impressed with how what's the word? Not exact, but just like you were really like double checking everything. Like you were like, it's like it's not going to be late. Like you can make sure that it's here by Wednesday. So like when I propose on Friday, it's going to be okay. Like,
yeah, I was like, how often are there issues with shipping?
Yeah, like is there ever like any time where they're not accurate with the date? You were like really talking it up, like trying to figure it out. And you were like flexible with them. You weren't like, I have to do it this time, but it was like, I just want to make sure that if I plan for this time, it's going to be
if I'm
here.
going to put plans in motion, I want to know that the ring's going to be here.
And like, whenever you went to pay, like you were asking good questions on all that stuff. And
what else happened when I went to pay?
So then, it's like, all right, here's the total, whatever. And Jake goes to pull out his credit card, puts it in there, and it takes a second, and then it goes, bah, 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 and declined.
Yeah.
And they're like, oh, that's weird. Maybe it's something, I don't know, whatever. So maybe you tried that same credit card again, got declined. You're like, well, let me try my other one.
Yeah.
Tried another one. It didn't work.
And then I was like, okay, I'll just do debit card. And I was like, dang it. This one just expired.
Yeah.
And the new one's in the car.
And you're like, I'll have to go back to my card again. And I was like, well, do you want to just use my credit card and just pay me back?
It's Tom got a little kick out of it.
Yeah, it's one of those things where it's like, yeah, we're best friends. I trust that you're going to give me my money. Like,
oh yeah, it was a no-brainer.
Yeah, it was. Yeah, you're like, yeah, sure. Let's see if it works. And so we put mine in there.
No problem.
Accepted. And so then all of a sudden, like literally, like 20 minutes later, Jake just Venmos me thousands of dollars.
And the tagline said lunch.
So go back to our Venmo and see where it says lunch. That was a very expensive lunch, but yeah, it was pretty great. Like
that was a fun memory.
Timing.
Yeah, I get the receipt. It just got Brad's signature on it. I found that in my car a couple days ago. I was like, that was dumb of me to have in the car.
Yeah, really. I was thinking that too. I was like, oh wow, just in the car, huh? But yeah, that was a pretty fun, like, yeah, like classic, like, of course, Brad's gonna like, use his credit card. Like, of course, that's just their lives.
Yeah, I'm glad you were there for it. That was great. There's been so many just like funny little wrinkles in this whole thing. Like I was just telling you, like this Friday or tomorrow when it's gonna happen, Rachel's subbing at this school and it's Spirit Week and tomorrow is Crazy Hair Day. Yeah. So she was talking to me last night. She's like, "Ooh, I really want to go all out for Crazy Hair Day." I'm like,
"Oh yeah, like just like hairstyle or like color or something. Yeah. You're not gonna like turn it black or anything, right? Be Storm."
Yeah, so that has me somewhat nervous. Crazy hair day.
I don't know how girls do hair. I actually am in charge. Well, I was originally going to be in charge of Hattie's hair for Halloween because Catherine's going to be gone. Yeah. And I was going to have to try to learn how to curl it. And I was like, I can't do that. Anyway.
I'd be so nervous I would burn my kid if I had to curl it.
100%, especially when they don't know what they're doing.
Just put her in curlers.
But how do you get those in there?
You just kind of roll them up like it's like a pig in a blanket.
Perfect. I'm sure that's right. But I don't know exactly how girls do it. I don't know if it's with a pop bottle or what, but like the thing where like they make their hair really, really tall. Oh, yeah. Can you imagine? You're like all these like beautifully like, you got the perfect angle, the perfect golden hour. And you're proposing down on what do we with like this amazing like silhouette, like, glow behind you. And then she's just got this massive Cindy Lou Who like head of hair. She's like crying. I don't know. Just like the idea of her just with like ridiculous
We'll fix it
hair.
Post. We can make that look different. So yeah.
Just look like a cone head, like you're proposing to a cone head or something.
Last night I was a big advocate. I was like, ooh, it's like still fun. Pigtails. That's what I told her.
Well, like, what if you like went as like your volleyball self, like when you wore like a ponytail? You wear
just like a headband, or something,
like
a purple headband.
Oh, like
part of your hair.
You could show off like your old like volleyball headband that you have, like you're D1,
So that was like a funny thing that, I've got all this other stuff planned out, all this other stuff to worry about. And then last night she drops on me, ooh, what do we want to do for Crazy Hair Day?
I love it. Just kind of like when you were telling Kate the story about your sister, like, and how Braden was like, you should really wear a dress.
Ooh, let me steam it for you.
Yeah. It's like, since when do you care about my hair, Jake? Like, yeah. Like, oh, like, you should make a statement, Rachel. Like, girls just don't care enough about their image these days. Like, they're really letting themselves go and like celebrating that. Like, you should show off like how fancy you can make your hair.
And my mom, she could be pretty snooty when it comes to material things. So if you could wear something pretty nice when we go out to dinner with him Friday, or else she's gonna judge you.
Yeah, she will. Like, I would definitely get something new. I can even get it for you if you want me to. Like, I'll steam it. Yeah. So yeah.
So yeah, there's all these plans in place. But some of the other things, aside from the plans, there's also been some like, I don't know if this counts as manipulation or if just
lying.
Yeah, it would be lying.
Yeah,
it's also
fibbing,
just like
fibbing's better.
It also is like the great setup is what I call it. Rachel's a great setter. I'm trying to set myself up.
Oh,
so
nice.
I've done a few different things.
That's not legal in volleyball though.
To set yourself? No. Only one man volleyball. Which I don't know if that's a thing. But so what I did was last week. So I'm going to be proposing to Rachel in the same park that we met, Meadowbrook Park. It's where the pickleball courts were. It's also this huge park. There's a bunch of beautiful fall trees and fountains and water and everything. It's great.
Foliage,
bridges. Mm-hmm. But so last weekend, I told Rachel, I was like, hey, I want to take you on a walk Saturday morning before I go golf with my friends. Like, let's hang out. Let's get breakfast. I want to take you on a walk. Let's go to Meadowbrook.
Nice.
And I like kind of in a way like slept in like on purpose and like missed the walk.
Oh, wow.
So that I could like owe her a walk at Meadowbrook. Not only did I do that, a couple nights ago, we're walking from Promise House over to your guys' house to eat dinner or something. And it was like 55 degrees. And I was like, my watch says it's 55 right now. This really isn't too bad. She's like, yeah, 55 is not that bad. I was like, would you go on a walk in this weather? She's like, absolutely, I would. I was like, all right, I'm going to hold you to that. So I'm going to get to cash in a couple of these things.
Yeah. You said
Friday night. Which I didn't need to do any of that. Rachel, I'm dating a golden retriever. Yeah. So she would have loved to go on a walk at any point of the day. But just in case, I'm just giving myself so many contingencies and like fail safes of like, we are definitely going to go on this walk.
Yes.
There's nothing,
is happening.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that's been kind of fun, lying to her there. That actually hasn't been fun. I am so ready for this to be over with so I can just tell her the truth Because I tell her everything. It's so hard to be
Yeah.
like, oh, your dad said the funniest thing in our group text with your family today. Hey, no, I got to keep that to
Why are you in a
myself.
group text without me? Yeah.
Yeah. So it's, oh, yeah.
I'm honestly like impressed. Maybe it's because I'm married now and we like really like, I mean, Catherine will look at my phone sometimes when she's scrolling through something, whatever. But like, I'm like impressed. Like you'll text me pretty openly. Like I think when you're with Rachel, like, hey, like what about this, during the proposal, I don't know, you'll say something like that. And I'm like, dude, like, does she never look over your shoulder? Like ever, like out of curiosity or even just like on accident or anything? I'm like, you're pretty bold with all that stuff.
I've been a little bold, but I kind of
You don't have a lock screen or you don't have like a password either.
No password.
Yeah. Does your text show up right away? Like, or just say iMessage?
No, text show up right away. So what I do is like, if my phone is in sight, then I wear my watch because the notification will go to your watch and it won't light up your phone.
Up? Oh, okay.
However, if we're in a spot where she could see my watch really well, then I will have my phone in my pocket and I'll take off my watch. That way she could never see something pop up
so
on my
you've
watch.
thought about it.
I've thought about everything.
Yeah.
I mean, this is Michael Scofield season 1, 2, and 4 of Prison Break.
Like,
okay.
Show us your chest.
Okay, so I've got a thing.
Show the proposal on your chest.
I've got a map.
Show the map of Meadowbrook Park on your chest.
Map of Meadowbrook in case something happens to me.
What's like the nasty like old man's name in that? Sucre?
No, Sucre's a good guy. Teabag.
Teabag. I'll be Teabag. I'll be your Teabag.
Just have your pocket out. Like
Yeah,
for
that's
her
right.
brother
That's what he
Tim.
did,
It's like, hey, hold on to this. Yeah, dude,
Teabag.
it's crazy trying to plan something like this. I've just like I've went and scouted. This was the part where it feels like a criminal. It's like I'm casing the scene. Is that what they call it?
Casing the joint.
Casing the joint.
Yeah.
I go and I've timed the walk. I've done like interval training basically of like how long my walk will take, how long her walk with her parents will take, how long her walk with her brothers will take back to me, how long the photographer has to get back in place.
Yeah.
Like everything is mapped out, timed out. Like the proposal should happen at 5:58. Like if that tells you anything. So it's like I just don't want to leave anything up to chance.
Now I'm so curious. Like, how is it going to go? Not how is it going to go wrong? How is it going to go differently? Like,
and I obviously
like the proposal ends up happening at 6:09. Like Rachel's running late or something.
or just like Meadowbrook is closed. I've had that thought. I'm like, do they close parks? What is my plan there?
Or they have like some like there's like a little like what's it called, shelter kind of thing. Like there's some massive event like
Just a quinceañera.
yeah, I was gonna say, and it's not like a pretty quiet event. It's like there's a live band and there's all this stuff going on.
Rain was in the forecast for a lot of the week. It finally went away now.
That's good.
So that's good. But another thing, so both times that I've cased the joint, one time at the proposal spot, there was like this high schooler fishing right there.
Okay.
So it's like, that's going to be a thing where I'm going to need my family to kind of shoo people off. And then the other time I was there was this couple, just like this like old, really sweet, just like, grandparent age couple, just like kind of like a guy would check the tire pressure. That's what he's doing to a tree stump. He was just kept like kind of kicking it and putting his knee up on this tree stump. And I watched him do that for like 4 minutes.
Just
and
thinking
I was like,
about it.
This is where I thought it might go down. So I got to be aware of old men checking out the stump.
How much time do you have? Like, whatever. We don't have to talk about the whole plan. We can talk about it maybe once we have the next bonus episode. But like, how much time do you have with Rachel before you propose? Or like, will somebody have enough time to like clear the area?
Yes.
Okay.
We will be
And
parking.
you have somebody in charge of that?
Yes. So Caitlin, my sister Caitlin, is kind of the point person.
Okay.
So she's going to be the
You
one.
feel good about her doing it? You feel like
Yes, we went and walked.
she's strong-willed enough to be like, get out of here?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. I mean, I even saw Rachel do that for Abby and Harrison.
And
so if Rachel can do it,
yeah.
anyone can do it
Fair.
if it's that big of a moment. So, yeah, Caitlin knows everything. We went and walked it together. I told her every little thing that's going to happen. So she's going to be guiding everyone, photographer.
Love it.
Gave her the full itinerary. So I think I've done everything I can up to this point. Just hope we got like a little over 24 hours for no one to screw it up, including myself. And just got to get Rachel's nails are done.
Okay.
I got the ring. Everything is all set up.
Love it.
I hope it goes well.
How many times have you looked at the ring?
Oh, 6.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, I looked at it like all the time.
Really?
Yeah, I'd just be like, let me see that thing again.
I don't want to get it smudgy.
Still looks good. Yeah, that's fair.
Anyway.
Wow, dude.
We talked about this more than I thought we would, but hey, I think people are hopefully somewhat intrigued. I don't know.
I'm very intrigued.
Okay. Yeah. I mean, it's just.
That's huge, dude. I mean, it's your life. It's something I feel like it's like been a part of, this podcast for a long time. Is like Brad's the married one, Jake's the single one.
Yeah.
And now it's like we're like it's changing, man. New chapters.
Yeah.
It's awesome.
Yeah. Part of my like, what do you ever want to call it, brand or whatever, has been like singleness. So it's kind of fun to get rid of this.
Yeah. Right. Yeah. From the beginning we've talked about like being single versus the very first episode was like, well, let me tell you about myself. I'm, married. And you're like, I'm not, whatever, something like that. So anyway, it's awesome. It's happening.
So there's that. So that's, I mean, by the time you're listening to this, all of it has already happened, but maybe it'll still be fun to hear my anxiety and thoughts going into it. And
yeah, you're going to do great.
I mean, at the end of the day, she's there. She's
Yeah.
going to say yes. Our family's going to be there. They're going to love it.
it's
Like
wonderful.
not that much can really go wrong.
And the crazy thing is, you're always going to be nervous no matter, even if, like the state championship example, you're going to win the game, but you're still nervous to play.
Yeah,
Like,
because it means a lot to you.
yeah, of course. Like you still want to look good and like, make sure you say all the right things that you want to say and convey it right and
Yeah.
show her the respect that she deserves of like, I want to, put effort into this and show how much I care about you. So
Yeah, I
gonna
always
be
had
awesome.
a rule when dating. I wouldn't go on a date with a girl if I wasn't nervous on a first date. Because you can be confident, but it should still mean enough to you where you're like a little nervous about
sure.
like,
Yeah.
wanting to impress someone. So I think nervousness can mean it's important.
Well, never mind. I don't want to ask that. Were you nervous when you went out with Rachel?
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah, I was like,
Yeah.
whoa, hubba.
hubba.
Yeah.
Do you remember too personal? Like the first DM you ever sent? Do you remember something like that? You don't have to share if you don't want to.
Yeah, because I met her that Tuesday at Meadowbrook, and where we all met. You were there, Peter was there. We talked. We made that Patreon video, which was so fun with her and her friend Maddie. And we were talking to her that night, and we were like, "Do you guys come out to like Meadowbrook often?" She's like, "Oh, we're here all the time." And so I went a week, didn't make any communication or whatever. And then I think a week later, that Tuesday night, I happened to be up there again with Scott or Isaac or something. And kind of like, maybe I'll see her 3 Tuesdays in a row. Like, how fun would that be? She wasn't at Meadowbrook. And so I found her on Instagram and DM'd her like a picture of like an empty pickleball court at Meadowbrook. And then in quotes put, "I'm here every night." Something like that.
Nice.
I'm pretty sure that's what
Yeah.
started it. I haven't looked, but that's
Love
what I
it.
remember.
That's so fun. Cool, man. I can't wait to hear more. Can't wait to hear the perspective of your parents and Rachel, of course, and anybody else that wants to talk about it.
Me and Caitlin were talking
Braden.
yesterday. We were like, "Do you think our dad is going to show up with the Nikon as a joke again?" And be like, "Hey, if you need anything, I can get some pics." I could see him doing that again.
That's going to be awesome.
But yeah, it'll be fun to
Hopefully it's
recap it. Wednesday's episode, we'll recap some of the details and some of the fun things. But
gonna be
awesome.
This is
Brad,
awesome.
What about you? What's going on? Chiefs won big.
Chiefs won big. Yes, they did. Yeah, so we went. We can talk about Sunday a little bit. Harrison, we had like kind of a pseudo bachelor party for him on Sunday that our friends Gunnar and Will Severns put on for him, and just did an awesome job. It was really simple. It's one of those things where it's like, it's so simple. Why don't we do this kind of stuff more often? Right? Like, so it was football,
Which I loved.
Yeah, I didn't get to go to that. I didn't have time and whatever, but like football for a couple hours. And then after that, come back and watch like the Chiefs on TV in the backyard. And we got Harrison like this new pizza stone for his wedding. And so we all just made pizza and watched football. It was great.
And
It was
at
that
halftime,
simple.
we like muted it. Everyone went around, said like affirming things to Harrison.
Yeah,
we all prayed for
awesome
Harrison
too. Yeah, it was just like, let's like build our brother, in Christ up here. Let's be kind to him and let's tell him ways that we love him and that we're like respect him. And
It was awesome. I mean, Harrison's only lived here a little over 2.5 years, and there was 16 guys at this like thing, like all there to celebrate him. So it was awesome.
you think it was for sure 16?
No, how many do you think it was?
Well, I don't know.
12?
I just like that you picked 16,
Oh.
not 15.
Oh, well, I thought it was 16.
We'll count later. 16 sounds right.
I mean,
You had 12 brothers and sisters?
I think there were like 11 or 12 at football, and then
And a few
you,
more.
and then Scott,
Yeah.
and then
2 more.
Kevin,
Yeah.
and then
Luke. Isaac.
okay,
Oh, poor Isaac.
maybe like 14.
I don't know. Anyway, but it was a lot of fun. I had a wild hair earlier on in the week and decided to place a very confident wager on the Chiefs.
You're a confident guy.
And I was scared for that for a while because
You placed that bet on Monday,
uh-huh.
and then some things happened between Monday and
So the
Sunday.
Chiefs were playing the 49ers, and the 49ers got arguably the best running back in the league traded to them
Like on
halfway
Wednesday.
through the week. And so that was fun. And then like right after that, they came out with an injury report saying, hey, all our best players that have been injured all season, they're playing this Sunday. It's like, okay, cool.
And then the day of, it was like, hey, the Chiefs aren't going to use their starting running back.
Oh, by the way, yeah, that first round running back, we're going to use the 6th round running back instead. As the
It's
first
his
three.
rookie season, first start. Let's try that out. So yeah, Brad was a little nervous, and we got down 10-0, but we're fine.
Oh, baby, yeah.
We put up 44 points.
We had fun. We had fun watching them. Like we went around, did all those encouraging things, and halftime kind of bled into the third quarter a little bit, but the TV was on mute in the background. And Scott knew absolutely that I was watching that thing.
Really?
And Scott was watching it too. So every once in a while when the Chiefs would do something good, I was literally just standing there with my arms folded. But like when they would do something good, I would just kind of flex them and be like, so Scott's kind of laughing to himself. Anyway, it was a lot of fun. And it was one of those things where it's like kind of similar to what you said whenever we had that
comedy special.
Yeah. Like it's like, why I wish we could get together and like encourage people more often, or like, I wish we had more excuses to just get together, or not even have to have an excuse, but just like, I wish this was easier for us to do, or like more normal.
Yeah, I felt so celebrated, but I also felt just like, that same feeling of like, this isn't that hard for us to pull off as a friend group. Gunnar, let us know when you have the tiniest promotion.
Yeah.
Let's celebrate you like we're doing to me right now.
Yeah. Or just something, anything. Like, and it's really fun, especially when it's just guys, I think. I mean, obviously it's fun with girls too, but it's even more rare to have just the guys around and to have some intentional time as well. So, it was a lot of fun. Chiefs won. I don't know. It was just a good Sunday.
A good Sunday.
Other than that, I don't have anything like crazy written down. I did write down that you and Rachel came and helped me with the kids on Monday. Catherine was gone to Bible study, and you guys came over and saw a little bit of the preview of kind of some of the chaos. I think they were a little bit crazier because you guys were around.
Okay.
But they were crazy that night.
And it's still one of those things where I don't know your kids well enough in different scenarios to know like if that was normal or not.
Like that's not normal. I mean, they might get that way for 2 minutes of a day or something at one point.
Okay. They were going gangbusters about 45 minutes.
Yeah, and like Jake was like doing nothing and they were dying laughing. Like you were dribbling a ball, right?
I told Rachel later that night, I was like, I'm going to be a great parent. If all you have to do is dribble basketball, I'm going to get so much better at ball handling once I have a kid.
Yeah, they are very easily entertained. Kids are fun. I mean, it's great.
I think, one time I was playing with Bo, I was just dribbling a ball and he was just cackling at the top of his lungs.
Yes.
And I yelled out to Brad, I was like, have you never dribbled a ball for your son before? This kid loves it. He's never seen anything like this.
How hard is it? Yeah. Oh, you've seen how I juggle, do my apple tricks? It's literally one apple that I like throw around, and like sometimes I'll hit it off like the forearm and like catch it again, or so something like that, or I'll like put it in my hood, and they think it's the funniest thing they've ever seen.
Hattie's pretty into what she calls juggling. She just likes to throw a rock up and down and say she's juggling.
Yeah, she found a rock in the yard and was like, "Oh, I want to juggle this," and she was just making dents in the hardwood. I was like, "Go outside if you're going to do that." Yeah. Okay. And then she was like, "How would I do it with an orange?" I was like, "That's even worse." Like that's. So anyway, that was fun to hang out with you guys. And then yesterday, quick story. I don't know their last name. It's something Canadian. Guggenheimer. But Jen and her kids, Rachel and Ben, I got to meet them.
Oh yeah. I saw this on her story.
Yeah, they're from Canada. She messaged us. She's like, "I'm coming in town because my oldest son is playing a soccer tournament here for his college. Would it be possible to meet up with you?" I made them some Ellis Custom Creations branded coasters. And also just met up with them at McLean's and talked to them for like 30, 45 minutes or so and just kind of hung out. It was fun. It was really cool. They literally drove 33 hours to come to this.
For a soccer.
They were from like northwest. I'm sorry if that's not even really that true. They're from Alberta, which is like just east of Vancouver, British Columbia.
Cool.
It's like 33 hours away.
Wow.
And yeah, crazy long drive. And they made the kids city. And I was like, "You guys came here just for me?" But I learned some things about Canada. First of all, how would you complete this? I don't even know if it's a city or a province.
Oh, okay. How to pronounce it?
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to give a few options. Saskatchewan.
Okay.
Saskatchewan.
Okay.
Oh. Whoa.
Saskatchewan. Maybe just silent weird letters in there. Just malfunction for a second.
Something happened there. Yeah. Wow. What is it?
I always thought it was Saskatchewan. I said that to them and they laughed out loud at my face.
Oh,
I think it's Saskatchewan.
Like Lancaster County.
Yeah.
Saskatchewan.
Waterloo. Yeah, there's Saskatchewan. Yeah. Anyway, learned that.
Lewis and Clark in Saskatchewan.
Chicago-y.
Saskatchewan. Okay.
Anyway, learned they gave me a bunch of different like Canadian candy and chips and like things that we didn't have here.
Fun.
It was very fun for both me and my children. And anyway, just it was fun to hang out with them. I'm trying to think of exactly,
The Saskatchewan thing just reminded me. We apparently have a lot of pronunciation people in our comments. Did you see a couple weeks ago? A lot of people talking about how we pronounce Zion National Park.
Oh yeah,
A ton of people saying it's Zion.
and how in Utah they say Zions. Did you see
Yeah,
that?
some people were like, I actually heard Zions.
Yeah.
Other people were like, I think the majority of Utahns were saying it's Zion National Park. But then I heard other people like, lived in Utah all my life, always called it Zion, never heard it different.
Yeah,
So maybe, just maybe, pronunciation is subjective.
maybe,
Keep that in mind
maybe.
when it's a proper noun.
I've always said it's pronunciation. So
Pronunciation.
Pronunciation, maybe, but maybe not. Saskatchewan.
Saskatchewan.
I learned that they use is it imperial? Is the metric?
Yeah.
They use the metric system, but they use pounds for weight.
Ah, bummer.
That doesn't make sense.
I'm fully
Pick a
ready to
side.
go metric. It'd be so much easier.
It is easier in woodworking. It's like, okay, 27 and 7/16 divided by 2. And it's like, okay, 58 millimeters divided by 2. It's a lot easier.
Got it.
Yeah. So sometimes I go back and forth a little bit on that, but
I don't think it would take us that long to switch over.
why? Yeah. Whatever. I don't know. Do you even know why we started not doing it that way?
I don't know either. People, I think, chalk it up to like typical American ignorance, but I don't know what is the actual reason.
Like what?
John Hancock?
Did we start it when we founded the country? Like
Is this a 1700s thing?
somebody's gonna let us know.
Yeah.
Yeah. Anyway, it was fun hanging out with them and just getting to know them, and they were really kind and encouraging and said really nice things about us and our podcast. And I did let the cat out of the bag. I said, just a little insider information, Jake's gonna propose on Friday.
Yeah.
So they were very pumped.
Cool.
Yeah. So they say congratulations.
Thank you. Or should I say
Dunk.
thank you in Canadian?
They did have a fun Canadian accent, but it wasn't like whoa,
Ooh.
don't you know?
I got a text that my car detail has been complete.
Oh, great.
He hasn't rang the doorbell or anything, but I might pop out there.
Okay.
Oh, the
there's
doorbell
a
just
doorbell.
rang.
There's
That
a
was
doorbell
fun.
ring.
You could continue recording or do whatever you want.
Okay, I'll think about it. Let me think. Video to show. No. I mean, I have a few. There is a video that I have written down on my notes for a deer attack. I don't know if you guys have seen this video of this woman. She walked out. It's one of those front driveway camera kind of things. And this deer was messing with their little dog. And she, of course, being a classic dog owner that she is, did not want to stop or did not want her dog to get hurt. So she lunged at this deer, and this deer has a full head of plurs, antlers. And I mean, went straight for this woman. And it was kind of a crazy thing. And it was don't tell me I shouldn't be afraid of deer, because deer will get you. If you mess with them, they can come at you. Luckily, they eventually pushed them away. But this woman was so adamant about getting her dog safe. And I'm not trying to act like I wouldn't. I don't know what it's like to have a dog like that. I haven't had a dog since I was 10 years old. Died when I was in 4th grade. Oscar, R.I.P. But I just don't foresee myself having that same protection for a dog, especially with a deer right there. I would say, I'm so sorry. You've had a great life. Goodbye. I don't know. But then again, if I think about it in terms of a kid, obviously I know that a lot of people compare their dogs to their little babies, fur babies and everything. So maybe I'm off there. I don't know. Let me know in the comments. But yeah, saw that and I was just I don't know about this. Another thing, this is a couple other little. You're coming? Oh, good. I just talked about a deer attacking a dog, and how don't tell me that deer aren't scary, because they are.
That's funny. I was in a group text with Rachel and her mom about deer this week.
What about them?
People in Iowa hate deer because the only time they ever see them, they were running into them with their cars and everything.
Yeah.
And I guess I haven't really hit many deer, so I'm oh, they're so cute to me.
Just takes one, I think.
There were all these deer I was some woodland fairy, basically. There were all these deer around me on the golf course. I thought it was awesome. I was
really?
How many? I was a pole vault away from deer. And
that's
for
something
several
I think
holes.
about a lot, is how long a pole vaulting pole is. Wow, that's pretty close.
They were really close to me. There were other times where they just be walking next to me while I was hitting a shot. I mean, they just not followed me, but there were just so many deer around. I was with them for
we
3
talking
holes.
16 or 12
Point bucks?
deer and points.
Oh, total. Yeah, between 10 and 20. I would say.
Okay.
There were a bunch of deer. It was fun.
That is awesome.
I loved it.
That
I love
sounds really
animals.
cool.
I love nature.
I would be a little scared. That's a
No.
lot of deer if they could attack you. If they give you the signal and they say it's time.
They're so skittish.
20 of them? They would band together.
I'm in a golf cart.
Oh, you were in a
I have golf
cart.
clubs.
I forget that you're in a golf cart.
Yeah.
You think you could take down 20 you couldn't take down 2 deer if you had clubs. With clubs?
Okay. Let's think.
Those clubs are flimsy, right?
So 20 deer decide to gang up on me at once.
There's no way.
I'm
No,
done.
I'm talking about
Yeah.
2 deer.
Okay, 2 deer.
2 deer, one set of clubs. You see it coming from a
All right.
pole vault distance away.
Okay.
No farther. Like you might not even get to your bag.
I would have to.
You
I
have
mean,
one club in your hand.
hopefully. Well, I'm thinking like I'm in the golf cart. They start charging. I got to kind of dodge them, and hopefully keep the golf cart upright when they initially kind of ram me.
Yeah.
I create a little bit of space. I reach back. I grab a club. Hopefully, it's like a
Putter?
pitching wedge, probably.
You think so?
I don't know what
push
you'd want.
I think putter. Putter would be like a nice flat surface to just. I don't know. I feel like putters are so
Yeah,
solid.
it's pretty heavy
Yeah.
head. Putters, yeah.
Yeah.
But I have a like a cover on my putter, so I'd be like really dampening the blow on them.
like a pillow on top of the hit.
Yeah, it's like a boxing glove. So that would not be good. But
What kind of? You have like a funny cover? It's like a tiger or something.
the one that it came with was like, so the brand is Scotty Cameron, and they did some sort of collab with Budweiser. So the one it came with was like a Budweiser looking putter cover, but I didn't like it. I'm like, I don't drink
Yeah.
beer. I don't want like a.
Uh-huh.
People are gonna think I customized a Budweiser putter cover. I didn't like the way it looked, and so I just bought like just a plain black one off Amazon. And then like a week later, Quick Trip hit us up on
Oh,
Mood
yeah.
Swings, like, hey, would love to hook you up with some gear. I'm like, cool. And it was just one putter cover. Better than nothing, but.
I just like the idea of it being like this goofy putter cover, and you're trying to like fend for your life.
Rainbow swirls.
This unicorn putter cover. Anyway.
Yeah, I don't know. I trust it. I'll tell you what I'm a little scared of, even though I know they're skittish of me, is coyotes. Because one of the first nights here at the Promise House, I looked outside and there was a coyote in this neighborhood. And now I think every time I come out at night to my car, there's going to be a coyote waiting on me.
Just animals in general, I think I'm scared of. Like just because you never know. You never know. I know that it's, but sometimes skittish in the wrong circumstances means they're gonna like run towards you on accident. Like it's not always on
They
purpose,
get too skittish.
but eventually they're like, oh crap, I'm going the wrong way. Too late now. I'm just gonna jump on this guy.
Reverse skittish.
Yeah.
I was talking about this last night with Rachel because she was talking about it's pretty, I guess, sad and also fascinating. There was a kid in the school system she's in this week who she thinks like she's like he hasn't been diagnosed, but like he's like a legitimate like he's a 5th grader and he's like a psychopath. Like he feels no empathy. And she's like, it's very fascinating how manipulative he already is. Like he would compliment my hair and my eyes, and then the second I turned my back, he was like stealing stuff off my desk. He talked about him stealing a book from the library, and he said he's like, I know it's wrong, but I can't stop myself from doing it. Like weird like compulsions already, and like
Weird.
Rachel could like diagnose it and talk about it a lot better than I could. Anyway, but I was like, that's scary though. Like a person who's not afraid of anything is so scary.
Yeah.
A person with no empathy. I was like, it's the same. Like an animal who's not afraid of you. Like the scariest animal is the one that's not afraid of you. I don't
Yes.
care if it's a squirrel.
Yes.
Yeah. A bird.
Yeah.
If it's not afraid of me, it's
If
terrifying.
a bird is attacking me, that's
I don't
freaky,
even, I don't
dude.
even know what to do.
I don't care if it's a sparrow. Like, yeah, I would be so scared of that thing. A squirrel? Did you say that already?
I did.
I'm scared of that.
Yeah. If it's
Big
not
time.
scared of me,
Yes,
it's a scary animal.
100%.
Anything.
Anything. I mean, a bee, a wasp, anything.
Yeah, I don't like those because they don't seem like they're scared of me. So I don't
They
like
don't
that.
have brains, I don't think. Do they?
They gotta have some sort
I don't know.
of function. They don't got
say-
brains, right?
They don't have feelings. Anyway,
I'll tell you what's got brains. Ants. Ants are impressive.
I'll tell you what's got brains, ants. That's what we've always said.
It's
Yeah.
impressive what they're up to. Anyway, deer.
Yep. That's it.
The guy did ask me for a tip again, so that was a bummer. I was ready for it, but he did ask. So that's his thing.
How did he phrase it? Just
He said, "And are you wanting a tip?"
mm-hmm.
It was a little more casual than last time, but it was definitely like I was put on the spot.
Yeah. The one time I've gotten my car detailed, the one time I did like a mobile detailing, he just sent me an invoice later and I could tip later.
That's
And
nice.
I gladly tipped then. Like
Gladly.
it was fun to do it that way. I don't know. It's awkward to do it in person. Because if you don't tip, like, not only do you have to say yes, but you have to say yes and then say the right amount.
Yeah.
Like, you're like, yeah, how about
you got to get both answers right.
2.5%? It's like,
Yeah, I don't know what-
really?
Yeah. I don't know what percentage.
Yeah.
Oh well.
It's all good. How did it look great? in the 2 seconds.
Didn't even look on the inside. I had a podcast to get back to.
Attaboy.
I just was like,
Commit to
swipe
the
my
craft.
card. Here's the tip. Let's do this.
Love it. Yeah, you got anything else written down? I don't have a whole lot. I'm watching some kids. They're my own this weekend by myself. Catherine's going to be gone.
Okay.
And so that's one of the fun things we'll have to figure out when we record the bonus episode.
Yeah, I mean, I think you just bring them over, or at least maybe have one of them asleep, bring 2 over.
I'm thinking
and
Bo
we
will
can
be
watch.
asleep. Hattie's can read a Little House
Right.
on the Prairie book or something.
Yeah.
You can just pass Rosie down the line every time
Down
she
the
cries. Like, here you go, Steve. Here you go, Steve.
That's probably a good call. Yeah, Bo's the sleeper. It feels like a riddle, and that's
I
the
know.
answer.
But he's the most fun. Oh, they're all fun. He's so cute right now, dude.
Yeah, he is.
But at the same time, he would definitely be the most disruptive.
I mean, when there's going to be like paint everywhere, I don't think we should have Bo in here
dude.
probably.
He's like so excited to like go out and like help me in the shop. And his favorite thing right now is just screwdrivers. Like just holding.
What does he say?
Let's try the screwdrivers. Do I have a screwdriver? And if you don't respond to him, he will say it 50 times.
Yeah.
And Daddy, can I have screwdrivers? Can I have screwdrivers, Daddy? Can I have a screwdrivers, Daddy? I was like, yes, you can. You know, I want the blue one, but Daddy, I want the boost screwdrivers. Yeah, you got it, buddy. Anyway, but I'm so scared. You know, I give him like the flathead one. I'm so scared that someday he's just gonna walk up to something that's finished and ready to like go out and just take his screwdriver and just run it across it.
It's like he's got a key a car.
Yeah,
But he's
so-
got a screwdriver at a table.
So I'm always like, just on this one thing, you can mess with the screwdriver, you know. So anyway, he is a little bit of a destructive guy, but so fun at the same time.
Yeah.
So
He's fun. We had fun with him.
yeah, you guys did. I mean, they love you guys too, which is really fun to see. So you got anything else written down?
A couple of just quick things. One, someone sent a cameo. We talked about this before. We only get 4 days to do our cameos, and there was one that kind of slipped through the cracks. And so I did a cameo for us. I was like, hey,
nice.
what's up, dude? Brad and I can't be together, and the cameo is about to expire. So just like, I'm so sorry about this, but like DM me on Instagram. That way I have a spot to like get back to you. That's been like 6 days, and he hasn't said anything. So this is my public announcement. Like, hey, dude, this is how much I care about getting this cameo to
We
you.
want to do it right.
You spent
Yeah.
$30 on us. All right. You deserve to have a video.
That's funny.
But the prompt was,
Go ahead.
oh, actually, no, I almost just spoiled it because the person who's getting it doesn't know.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So I shouldn't say anything. But it was fun. So I want to be able to do this. I just don't know who to send it to.
The Canadians, Jen and Rachel and Ben, Rachel had gotten a cameo from us when she got her driver's license. And we sent her one on that. But she didn't realize, I don't think she even, like Jen was like, I don't even think she knows what cameo is. So she was like so shocked that you guys like were saying her name out loud. And like, she's like, how are you doing this? And so anyway, that was kind of a fun thing to hear, like that they enjoyed the cameos and stuff.
I got sent a video from Rachel's sister-in-law who bought a cameo from us for a coworker of hers.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
And she showed the video
What
of
was her-
that woman,
D?
D. Yeah.
Yeah.
Happy birthday.
Happy
She's turning
D.
50. Your birthday was
time.
actually yesterday, so we're tardy. But she sent us a video of D reacting to the cameo, and that was so fun to watch.
Yeah.
Because they put it on a TV, and this woman D was like
TD.
talking back to us. She was like, "Oh my gosh, oh that's Jake and Brad. Who did the Corey? Did you do that? You know, just like everything." Again, we did like a 2-minute cameo for her, so it was awesome.
Man, we had fun.
But the way she just like her body was moving, and she was so into it. She was responding. It was so great.
I'll sell this for the cameo. I'm not saying we're gonna like be the funniest thing you've ever seen, but I guarantee you we will never do the same cameo.
It's not going
twice.
to be anything similar.
We did one the other day, and we started recording, and like I didn't even say something to Jake. I forget the guy's name, but I just yelled his name for like 15 seconds.
Like Luke or something like that.
Yeah, I think I did. Yeah, Luke.
In Trey's house.
With Trey right there. Like,
Yeah.
okay, so this is what you guys are doing. So
That was fun. Other last little note I was going to say, thanks for everyone to fill out the survey. You guys are probably a little bit curious, like what did you find out? We've got a meeting later today where we're going to nail down some stuff. But just for now, the top like result that you guys chose was coastal Maine.
everyone knows that. Yeah,
Which
Acadia.
really took me by surprise. And
Those
so-
northeastern beaches, man.
yeah. Well, I did think
Sunrise.
so. Yeah, I had two thoughts. One would be like, okay, the like suggested trip it sent me was like, so we suggest like a Maine seafood exploration, and I was like, I don't think that's gonna be the one that me and Brad are gonna want to go on.
Super marketable.
But then the second thought I had was like, how fun would it be to take a trip that's marketed as an Eastern East Coast sunrise trip.
Yeah.
You know, that's the whole point. We get up every day and we see the sunrise on the East Coast.
I do like that.
One of Scott's favorite places.
What if we just do the whole trip as Chetty and Eddie from Boston? And we just don't ever break character the entire trip.
Even when they're asking you about marriage advice. How's Catherine? Oh, you know she's all right.
Catherine. I don't know no Catherine. Babs, though. She is one special lady.
She's got, you know, I wanted to marry a broad with some big shoulders, and I got it.
Baby, she bench presses like 175, 180 on a good day.
Get a couple chowders in her in the morning. She's good to go.
Yeah, warm her up with some chowder.
Just 6 days of being in character. I did think it would be fun if we do end up going to the Northeast to do like some sort of Boston video for Jean Shorts, and that's part of it. So it's like we're gonna do a live podcast while we're there. We're gonna do at least one Jean Shorts video over there.
Yeah. Get some of them in the cameos and stuff.
Yeah, they could fully be a part. But I don't. Nothing's decided. To be honest, Maine doesn't jump off the page to me. Of like
I would really like to go like somewhere warm for the first one, but
especially because I think we'd like to do it maybe
sooner rather than later.
Yeah.
So it's like, okay, let's go to Maine in February.
Maine. Go see where I bought the limo from. There's not many tourist attractions. But I mean, the data doesn't lie. People really wanted to go to Maine.
Yeah, we'll see.
So we'll see. Anyway, should we call Scott?
Yes, for s'mores or just cause.
Just to check in.
Hey, boys.
There he is.
Hey, boys.
Sorry, I didn't really give you much of a heads up.
Hold on. Let me pop the old AirPods in here.
Pop the old pods in.
How's the milk today?
Oh, milk's good. Milk's good. I got called over to my second job right now, helping Sam put some wine coolers in a house that they're building. So.
Oh, interesting.
Congrats on the second job.
And of course, the cabinets were not cut wide enough to fit said wine coolers, so that's going to be a fun problem they have to deal with.
I feel like you and Isaac run into that kind of problem all the time, like people measuring things wrong.
Yep.
Sorry, all I can focus on is that dinging.
Sorry.
Oh, no, you're fine. All right.
Good.
What in the world? Okay, last week's s'mores. I'm back. I won. It was a close race for second and third.
Yeah.
But I did take it away with the movies that everyone needs to see. And so
I called it but right after we did it, I texted you guys the next day. I was like, Jake's gonna win this one.
You did analyze it.
Yeah, I knew it.
It's all right.
Congrats, Jake.
We got a fresh slate this week. And the topic this week is your favorite games to play outside as a kid. Mm-hmm. Correct? Is that how you throw it up? All right. The order is going to be me, Scott, Brad.
Okay. Same as last week.
Is it? Was that the same? Mm-hmm. Mainly, I just want to get this first one off the board. I only have like 3 things written down, so I'm really hoping to be inspired by you guys once you get going.
Fun.
Wiffle ball. It is the thing that the triplets and the Fulbrights played the most. We had the most tradition around it. My dad would mow like an infield, just fully into our lawn. Yeah. Home plate is still there. Like it's never been pulled up. We used the actual flagpole. There were so many rules involved in 2-on-2 and 2-on-3 wiffle ball to make it legitimate. 1, Ghostrunners.
Ghostrunners, of course.
And 2, there was science at play. It was like, all right, the runner is out if it crosses the plane of second and third, and everyone knew the rules. But there was no way anyone could just come in and join know what was happening because we had so many rules, and it was awesome. I mean, like, grandparents would come out, they'd bring lawn chairs, we'd cook out, we got watermelon, 4th of July. It was just so many memories in my front lawn were made playing wiffle ball with the Fulbrights.
Was it always, like, your dads as well that would play with you guys?
Yep, me and my dad versus Steve-O and Uncle John.
Did things ever get contentious? Did you ever, like, because did you play where you could throw the ball and hit them, and, like, they were out if you hit them?
I think you could do that, but I wouldn't suggest it.
It wasn't common.
Yeah, the fun part was that we had 2 kind of, like multipliers, if you will.
Okay.
So we had one wiffle ball that was taped up, so it was really hard.
Oh, yeah.
And then we had one big old, like, orange bat. It was called Sluggo. So you got to use one of those per game. But what you could also do, which we called it the crowd pleaser, was you do both at once.
Yeah.
Uncle John was a big fan of the crowd pleaser. He'd get all the grandparents going. It's like, you guys want the crowd pleaser? And they'd all clap.
I love that.
And then
a tagline for it.
Yeah, so it had a name. It was the crowd pleaser. And then when the crowd pleaser got brought out, it went from like I'm playing 30 feet from him to like I'm at the road now.
Yeah,
you can launch that thing. So just a lot of fun, a lot of inside jokes.
Oh yeah.
Loved wiffle ball.
That's a great choice. I mean, we grew up playing a lot with our friends and family, and we played at everybody's different houses, and so like every house was different.
Yeah.
Obviously, it's a different field.
Different stadium.
Yeah, exactly. Like Scott,
Short porch.
Short porch. Like if you were right-handed, you could hit a home run with like a little pop fly. And the lefties, like you had to mash it out there, and it was like such a steep hill. Mine, you could hit it up on the roof. That was fun.
Ooh.
Sam Dwyer was just like a shotgun of a field where it was like 4 or 5 houses in a row didn't have fences, and so it was just a really long, skinny stretch. Oh yeah, and every house has different bats and balls.
That's fun.
What kind of were you guys like? The traditional like a lot of little circle wiffle balls, or did you have like the
holes on one side?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah, the ovals.
Yep.
Yeah.
Traditional.
Scott did that thing. You know how they have that ball now where it like does that really crazy weird like throwing thing.
Blitz ball.
Yeah. Scott was a blitz ball pitcher back with a wiffle ball.
Ooh.
Like the thing moved like it was a video game sometimes. It was unbelievable. And he would laugh. He would do that. He would laugh like at us looking absolutely ridiculous whiffing these balls. But we got the last laugh because we were better at baseball than him. So
Did you guys have a backstop, Jake? Like we'd set up a backstop with and we'd tape a rectangle in the backstop for the strike zone.
Oh, interesting. I think the way we did it, because it was always just 2-on-2 wiffle ball, is that you pitched to yourself. So you were kind of lobbing it up there, and you had 2 fielders. You had to hit it to the left side of the field. It was like Indian ball, but
Gotcha.
So yeah. So no strike zone.
Love it.
You're throwing to yourself. Scott, what do you got?
Man, that brings back so many good memories. Okay, my pick is driveway basketball. So,
okay.
Brad's well versed in this, and I think we might have even talked about the setup we used to use at my house. But we had a regular size basketball goal at the top of the driveway, not a big driveway by any means. Top of the driveway, and we would generally lower it. We wouldn't put it on like 10 feet. We'd put it to where we could dunk, of course.
Oh yeah. Like 7.
Which for me was like 6.5 maybe for me. I was a shorty. And then on the other end of the driveway, we would set up a Fisher Price goal, and we'd play with those kind of like miniature souvenir basketballs. And so we played 100, switch every 25 points. And awesome. We'd play 2-on-2. We'd play generally like me, Brad, my dad, and whoever else wanted to join.
Or sometimes we played 2-on-1 against your dad.
Yeah.
His dad was a baller.
Maybe he was just bigger than us, because
that's true too.
I don't know. We might be giving him too much credit.
I don't know.
But yeah, we had a lot of epic games there. It was always fun during March Madness because you'd go inside, watch some games, and then you'd come out, play some games. You always had the threat of the ball going into the street and getting run over by a car, which happened on a few occasions.
Yep.
Just an all-time. We'd draw 3-point lines, just everything we could do to make it as realistic of a full court game as possible.
Good answer. Okay. My first one's going to be football. Just outdoor football in general, no matter if you're playing in the big field by the school, if you're playing in the backyard, if you're playing like Scott and I for a while, we got really into playing in the street. With the street lights on. And you have like the glow in the dark football back in the day. We could go vortex on it. I mean, whatever you want. Tackle, like you kind of progress as a kid. Like you kind of start off with like 2-hand touch, and you make your way up to like let's tackle. Let's hit some people. Best hit I've ever had in my life in any type of football game was in a backyard football. There was this kid. I think his name was Lucas, and he was kind of a punk, and I smashed him one time.
Lucas.
It was kind of like one of those like little like flare screen running back screens. He caught the ball, was looking the other direction. He turned around, and
Reggie Bush
smoked him. Yeah, I was Brian Dawkins to his Reggie Bush. I nailed this dude, and everyone was like, "Oh!" It was
Lucas.
It was one of those like I didn't even feel the hit. It was like one of those perfect hits. So, love me some football. And then my next one I'm going to do is I'm going to say capture the flag for my second one.
Oh, okay.
Really loved playing capture the flag back in the day. We played a lot at the lake. We would go to the lake every year and like kind of like, sunset capture the flag is really fun. So, those are my 2 picks.
Capture that. Great pick.
Thank you.
Great pick. Fun kid game. Scott, back to you.
Man, there's some big picks coming off the board right now.
I know.
Great first round.
big first round. My number 2 pick is going to be Airsoft guns, Airsoft Wars.
Oh.
Never did this.
I don't know if you guys ever did that, Brad. I don't think you were super into airsoft, but I had a couple buddies where, you get your little airsoft guns and you just go out to a park or even in your backyard and just absolutely destroy each other with airsoft pellets. And I'd always layer up though because I was a wimp. And
You were such a wimp. I was gonna say, I do remember playing with you, but I remember shooting you one time and you like cried, and so we didn't play anymore.
Probably that checks out. Yeah, major wimp. So I'd layer up, some goggles on. But yeah, that was pretty fun to do because it's the next level from a Nerf war. There's a little bit of adrenaline involved when there could be some pain getting hit with an airsoft gun. So I remember I had like a Colt 45. I had an Uzi airsoft gun. The Uzi was my favorite. That thing was pretty cool looking. So that's my number 2 pick.
All right, airsoft. I never played it, probably because I was too much of a wimp. I was like, I don't want to get shot with pellets.
It was kind of like the gateway drug to paintball. Like it was like, I'm too scared to get like welts, but I'll get like little like dings.
I played paintball one time in 7th grade, Chandler Eden's birthday party, and I was like, ouch!
I will never do that again.
Why would I do that?
I've never done it. Never once in my life.
It doesn't feel good.
Paintball. It doesn't. That's what everyone says. It hurts really bad when you get hit. It's like, yeah, I bet. I don't want to do that.
If anything, I think people probably just become addicted to the somewhat of a real life scenario of being scared to actually be hit by a bullet. It's like Call of Duty meets real life, but it's not as big a consequences as being shot by a bullet. I don't know. I'm never going to do it again. My second pick is going to be playing catch, specifically playing baseball catch with your dad.
Oh, good one.
Got to be one of my favorite. I think someone one time in a voice memo or a YouTube comment, someone asked us about like your perfect day. I remember you and I talking about a perfect day, and that was in my perfect day.
Yeah.
Me and my dad would go play catch. There's something about that. That's got to be one of my favorite.
My kids are getting more and more into playing catch these days, and it's so fun. Like they'll be like, "Can we just go play catch?" And I'm like, "Yes." I'll always say yes to that.
Yeah.
So,
and it's still fun.
I would go out on the sidewalk with my dad, and we would pitch. And I'd practice pitching. My dad would sit on a 5-gallon bucket.
Yep.
And go through all the scenarios, and it's funny because if you throw one right down the middle, my dad he'd make that like a baseball bat sound. He'd be like, and just that one was smoked over left field. You gotta do better than that. So we'd go through counts and we'd go through scenarios and all that fun stuff. You'd have the people going on their evening walks, walking by, and excuse me, hey, how's it going? How you doing? Hey, Bill.
That is fun. I also had the dad sitting on the 5-gallon bucket. I didn't do much pitching though. I did a lot of like my dad throwing me ground balls. That
from
was
the 5-gallon bucket. Huh?
No. Sorry. There's like separate.
I was like, wow, he really needed to sit down.
Upper body strength.
Yeah.
He wanted to make the target smaller. Wanted to make me better. He's like, hey, what if you have a small first baseman?
Yeah.
And then my third pick is going to be a little game that I just remembered exists called Ghost in the Graveyard.
Oh, which one is that? I honestly don't remember how to play that one.
It is hide and seek, but at night.
Oh, okay.
I think is the only difference. So yeah, just a little bit more fun, a little bit, eerier to be like, hey, let's go out back, Ethan Trogdon's house. We're going to do Ghost in the Graveyard.
Ooh.
Yeah, so that was a fun one. Just because if you were playing that game, it usually meant you had a nice crew of like mixed company and someone's sleeping over at somebody's house tonight.
A little bit of energy. A little bit of extra energy with the ladies around.
Yeah, something's in the air.
Yeah. Love it.
So yeah, loved Ghost in the Graveyard, even though it was just hide and seek at night. Scott?
Okay, my next pick, this one's going to be kind of random, but I have a feeling there's going to be somebody out there that's going to be like, oh yeah, I did that too.
Can't wait.
I used to play Jumanji in my front yard.
Hold on.
I guarantee you.
No, Scott, I need to stop you right there. This is perfect because, so Scott doesn't have Facebook. Scott, when we did the oh my gosh, this is perfect. When we did the movies everyone needs to see, S'more, last week, one of the comments was like, because we got, probably so many comments like, how'd you not choose this movie? Love Remember the Titans. Everyone's sharing their thoughts. One person out of nowhere just goes, how'd you guys not choose Jumanji? And I literally commented, you can go see it, has a ton of upvotes because everyone, I feel like, appreciated it. I replied to that comment and said, is this Scott's burner account? Because it was such a bad choice. And then 4 days later, you literally choose Jumanji to play outdoors, dude. How is that possible? I can't believe that just happened. That is amazing.
So let me just explain to you how this works. So there was you know how you'd have one of those like water drains in your front yard, like a water main top. It's like a big circle thing. We had one in our front yard.
Oh yeah, I think
yeah.
yeah.
You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah, on the ground. In the ground.
Yes, in the ground. So that was the game board. So you'd go up to the game board. You know, you'd play with a couple of people. You'd go up to the game board.
Who are you playing with?
Dude, I think this is when I was pretty young. It was playing like with some of like the neighbors, like Callie Davis, and so we'd roll. You know, you'd roll your imaginary dice, and then you'd pick whatever animal was about to stampede through your yard, and then you'd have to run away and, you know, hide from all these animals or whatever. So you'd roll your dice, be like, oh no, there's a stampede of gorillas. And then you'd run off and pretend like gorillas were chasing you. And
so you're convinced that other people, like a lot of people are going to resonate with that, Scott?
No, I didn't say a lot. I said there's going to be somebody out there that has also played imaginary Jumanji in their front yard.
Jumanji is how you're saying it.
All right.
Saskatchewan. Jumanji.
Zions.
We talked about that earlier. People kind of came to your defense on that. Said it is Zions.
Yes.
So it's a Utah thing, colloquialism.
Zens.
The Utes.
All right. I have my last two here. I'm going to pick for my third pick. One of the sports that I feel like I excelled pretty well in at recess, specifically kickball.
Oh, okay.
Loved me some kickball. I never bunted. I was never a bunter.
Tempting because it's a great way to get on base, but you lose all respect.
It's felt so good when you got up there and they said, scoot back, everyone scoot back. It's like, that's right. So love me some kickball. It was always fun to, you know, throw the kickball and hit somebody else as they're running on the bases.
Yeah, make the sound.
Is that good?
Dude, that was spot on. One of those rubber balls with the little lines on it.
If that got your skin, it would hurt. If it hit
it was
clothes, you're probably fine. But yeah, you get caught in the neck.
Fun. And like, especially at our recesses, we had so many people that would play kickball that like some recesses you didn't even get to kick. Like it was like the line was 15 people long.
I'm batting 19th. So.
Yeah.
Dang.
It was like, dude, you already went. You get behind me or whatever. So that's my first pick. And then my very last pick is one that I really got into for just a couple years, but I would still be very excited to play today. It is Foursquare. I loved playing Foursquare. I don't know. There was one time, I forget, the guy's name was Alon. Do you remember Alon, Scott? He was a year older than us. He was like, there was talks about he was like the best, you know, like the best Foursquare player in the game. He was always in the king square. And one of the first times I came up there, I just like attacked. I went for Alon and I got him. And somebody else like jokingly was like, "Oh, we got you, Alon." Uh-oh, Scott's calling me back. Scott might have. Oh, we lost him because of Wi-Fi. Here you go. Is it gonna? I guess we'll just hold it up. Scotty, sorry, we're doing some electrical work at the house while we're recording this.
Yeah, I lost you guys.
Anyway, basically, I just told a great triumph I had in Foursquare. And I was a late blossomer for learning how to ride my bike that year. And so I remember I was like learning how to ride my bike and riding down the sidewalk, recounting the time where I beat Alon in Foursquare and laughing and like joking, like saying it out loud to myself when somebody was like, "He beat you, Alon." And I was literally riding my bike, like laughing about that. So Foursquare is really fun. There was always like a laundry list of like, Foursquare. There was always a laundry list of like, okay, no cherry bombs. You know, like you could always like make your own rules if you're like the person in the first square. Anyway, it's so much fun. So Foursquare is my last one. I loved it.
Foursquare. Oh man, yeah. You is it my turn? My turn, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. You mentioning recess. I don't know why when I was brainstorming ideas, I didn't even like contemplate recess games. And usually you and I spend most of our time either on the basketball court or the football field. But if I didn't, I'd go play this game. Is my fourth pick. And I don't remember what it was called, but it's the game where you're on a play set and somebody has their eyes closed and everybody else is like walking around or climbing on the play set. And if you If they think somebody's on the ground, then they yell whatever word it is. I don't even remember. But you have to basically maneuver away from this person without getting caught on the ground. Do you guys know what game that is?
So one of your favorite games to play of all time, you can't remember the name of it or the main word you say, or really like kind of how it works?
Correct.
All right, I was just making sure.
I know what you're talking about, Scott. I don't remember the name of it.
Guess
That's why I
what?
didn't put it on my
All
list.
other good answers were stolen by you guys. We had very similar childhoods, all of us. These are all games that I played, so we're really scraping the bottom of the barrel here.
All right, what's Madison going to call this one? Game Scott can't remember. We'll just put down.
Is a play set the same as a playground?
Yeah, I think so.
Okay.
Yeah, like a playground apparatus.
Okay.
It has a name, and I just can't think of it. But yes, all my other good answers are taken, so this is what we're left with.
That's great, Scott. That was a really good one.
Thanks.
Yeah.
Great. All right, my last pick. I got two to choose from. They're both very farm-based. We're going to go, we'll just go with the weird one. Maybe help Scott out a little bit here. This last pick is called digging.
It's where you get a shovel.
Yeah. And you might think, did this coincide with kind of the holes movement?
Yeah,
Nope.
Stanley.
About 5 years later.
Later?
Yeah.
You were doing it in high school, middle school?
Yeah, probably like late middle school,
You
early high
weirdo.
school. There was a big, we had kind of dug out some of our pond or something, I think. And there was this big, just dirt pile. And one thing led to another. I remember me and Devin Jones just went out there and just dug.
That's pretty fun.
We're just digging.
Anytime you have a project, like anytime it's like we're working on our land or our like cool like own world or something, it's fun. So like you had ideas of like, this is what we're doing here. Like you weren't just throwing mud around, right?
We're just digging, and I've said it before. I love anything where you can see the progress.
Yeah.
I love mowing the lawn for that reason. I love even vacuuming. It's fun to see what I've done, where I've been. Digging,
Right.
it's like, look how much we've dug out. Look how far down we are.
That's great. Digging.
So, digging.
Can I change my fourth answer? I just thought of a really good one.
What was your fourth answer again?
What? Remind me again.
It was a game on a playset.
Game on a playset.
Playset.
Yes.
It was a game on a pillow sack.
You can have an honorable mention, Scott. Yeah. Is that what you're asking?
I'd rather just switch out my fourth one.
Yeah. What's your honorable mention?
Snowball fights.
Good answer.
Oh.
I did not take into account for seasons. I was thinking of good weather. I did not take into account snow.
That's a good call.
So you're saying snow's not good weather?
What?
I don't know. I was just kidding. I said you're saying snow's not good weather?
I'm thinking of like nice warm weather.
Okay. That's a good honorable mention. What other honorable mentions do you guys have? Scott, you want to go first?
Yeah, I have two other ones that I could think of. Backyard golf. My dad and I would play.
Oh yeah, I remember that.
So we'd use like those little practice wiffle balls, and then we'd make a bunch of holes around the house and determine
That sounds
the
fun.
par of each hole and everything.
He was
Yeah,
digging. Your dad would dig
actually,
them and put them in there, like put them in the ground.
It is pretty fun. You pick like a tree or a stump or some sort of object that you have to just basically hit that object. That's making your putt. So we would do that.
I would do that now. That sounds fun.
Yeah, it's great to get some swings in. I guess that was really my only other honorable mention.
Cool. My honorable mention was running with the dog. That was my other farm pick. Sometimes that's what we just go outside and just run around with
Favorite
him.
games played outside as a kid. Let's play the digging game and the running around with the dog game.
Yeah, you just run around the pond and watch the dog scare the frogs to jump back into the pond. Kind of fun.
Nice.
Run to go get the trash or just wherever. Just run around.
That does sound nice.
It's kind of fun. You got some?
Yeah, I got like 5, maybe 16. Hide and seek, floor is lava, jumping in leaves for catches. You guys ever gather up leaves in the fall and then pretend like you're a football player?
No, but that just reminded me. Putting the hose on the trampoline net.
Oh, sure.
That was a great game.
Yeah.
Dang it. Wet tramp.
Wet tramp. Do you want to just change your pick randomly? Because that's allowed apparently.
I'll switch it out for Scott's fourth one.
Red Rover. Was always a big fan of Red Rover because I was a hefty boy.
Yeah, I was gonna say. I bet Scott did not like it because I
Bring it
hated
on.
Red Rover.
Yeah.
I got clobbered in Red Rover.
Yeah.
You remember 500? You know?
I was just about to say, I bet
Yeah.
Scott also didn't like 500 because I was so small. I hated 500.
Oh, 500 was so fun. You probably loved when they would do Mystery Box, Dead or Alive. And
Dead or Alive.
They just drop it right there,
Yeah.
right in front. You just got to go get it.
Yeah, I love Dead or Alive.
It was bankrupt. This isn't really a game, but I said doing tricks on your bike / your scooter.
Oh, yeah, I went to a BMX stage.
Yeah, we all did. And water balloon fight, kind of like a snowball fight. Ultimate Frisbee, capture the flag, I said that. And then Nukem. Do you know what Nukem is?
Oh, yeah. As a volleyball player, can't stand Nukem.
Dude, it's so fun.
It's so dumb.
Why?
What
You
is
can-
Nukem?
It's like
It's,
volleyball.
you're playing catch with a net in the way.
It's so fun, Scott. So, but if you're the closest one to the ball when the ball hits the ground, then you're out. Do you play it that way, Jake?
Yeah. You're just playing. It's volleyball, but you're just throwing and catching. You don't actually have to bump, set, or spike it. You're just
Yeah.
throwing it over the net.
So you start out. The fun thing I think is that you start out with, let's say, 20 people total, and so there's 10 people on each side, and then eventually it comes down to 4 people on each side, 3
And
people.
Nukem is kind of fun.
It's really fun.
Yeah. I think the beginning stage of Nukem can be so lame. Like there's times you got to play with athletes. If you play it in PE class, I think Nukem is so lame.
Okay.
If you play with athletic people, I think it can be fun.
Well, Olathe is just only athletes.
Sure.
You should have seen a lawn on the Foursquare court. So anyway, those are my answers.
Good honorable mentions. Scott, we'll have to we'll try and get you on the pod next week. I know we were texting about schedules and everything, but yeah, Brad and I are going to start trying to record during the daytime. So
We'll try and make it work. I miss being there with you guys for the full episode.
the people miss it too. There were some YouTube comments and Facebook comments. The people want to hear your giggle, so they want it.
They want your giggle.
People, I appreciate you people. I have two quick things for you guys. Just minor life updates, but as you know, this is a major life update. Minor league pickleball heading down there tomorrow, boys.
Oh yeah, that's right.
Let's go.
Scott is a pickleball athlete.
Wish me luck, man.
Well, but you probably have to pay for your own flight, and you're not sponsored at all, right?
Well, Brad, you're wrong. Yeah, we got our flights covered. We got some shorts, some shirts, pullover. I think we're getting free lodging, rental cars.
Oh wow, I didn't know all that.
Yeah, dude. I don't know how much money out of pocket I'm gonna have to pay for this trip. So it's
Amazing.
It's pretty fun. I'm really, really, really excited. I'm a little nervous, but very excited for this weekend.
That is pretty wild. Yeah, I'll be excited to hear about it.
You'll
Minor
do
league
great.
pickleball athlete. Who would have thought? Who would have thought
Yeah,
that'd be a
baby.
thing 2 years ago when we started this?
Scott did.
The minor leagues.
The young guy from Matt Taylor, you know.
That's right. Good times.
And then the last thing to share with you guys is just something kind of funny that happened over the weekend that I think you guys will find funny as well. We were at the Omaha Zoo last Saturday, and we're dealing with 5 kids under the age of 5. All of them very hangry as we approached late. Pretty much just tried to find the closest concession stand we could. So we get up there and it's African themed, and it says in pretty big letters, African cuisine. And I'm like, huh, interesting. So you get up to the menu and it's hamburgers, hot dogs, and pretzels. And I was like,
You've seen the line.
I was like, yes, the Nigerian hot dog. We love it. We love to see it.
Sorry, where'd you say this is at?
The Omaha Zoo.
Oh yeah, I forgot you went there. A little day trip last week.
Yeah. It
a
was
delicacy
just so I
in
was
Nigeria.
Yeah. They love their soft pretzels in Nigeria.
Are they just trying to make everything themed because it's the zoo? Everything has a culture and a location for it.
I guess it was like
Vietnamese nachos.
Yeah, but it was just the most generic food you could ever ask for, and I just thought that was hilarious.
That is
So-
pretty funny.
What is
Anyways.
your favorite African food, Scott?
Oh, geez. I don't know that I've eaten much. I think I ate some on my mission because there were some people there from people that lived in Portugal from Mozambique, since they speak Portuguese there, but I don't think that I ever ate any of that food that I can remember.
It's a fun fact though. Mozambique speaks Portuguese. Good for them.
Yeah. But I mean, if I could narrow it down, it'd be a hot dog. That's my favorite food.
Yeah, you and the rest of Omaha, I think. You've been to Nairobi. They got some amazing hot dogs down there. all these Omaha people thinking that's what Africa's food's like. That's great.
Yeah.
Well, Scott, thanks for
All
joining
right.
us. Good luck this weekend. You got a big weekend ahead. Probably the biggest weekend out of all of us.
Easily.
So, yeah, hope it goes great.
Scott, the ghosties already know.
Okay. Yeah, because I was going to say, I was like, this is coming out on Monday, so it's not really spoiling anything. But all I'll say, Jake, without even spoiling anything anymore, is good luck, dude.
Hey, dude! Amazing.
Yeah. You already know the FOMO is pretty large in my heart right now to not be there tomorrow, but can't wait to hear about it.
Thanks, dude. Excited for you too. I want to hear all about it. So
yeah, man.
Let's have a good weekend, everybody.
Crush it.
Let's have a weekend, baby. Come on.
Let's have a weekend.
Let's
all right,
do
buddy.
It. Have fun with the milk. We'll talk to you later.
See you guys.
See ya. Awesome.
That was our friend Scott.
Let me recap real quick the s'mores. S'mores are games you like to play outside as a kid. Jake said wiffle ball, playing catch with your dad, ghost in the graveyard, digging. Scott said driveway basketball, airsoft wars, Jumanji, and game that Scott can't remember. The funny thing is, like when he was talking about it, I didn't think anything of it. I was like, I kind of remember that game, and you're like, wait, so one of your favorite games is this? I said football, capture the flag, kickball, and Foursquare. So, get on Facebook, vote for your favorite, and we appreciate it. And I love people commenting about their thoughts too.
Did you see that one guy this week? Fun. As soon as he heard the s'mores, he turned off the podcast and he tried to guess what we would pick.
Maybe we should do that. I'm not gonna like commit to that, like, because I'm sure some weeks we wouldn't do it, but like putting on the Facebook right now, like, hey, the s'mores this week are games, whatever, and just so they can have like a little bit of playing in their own head or something.
Yeah, totally. Real quick, Scott said out of pocket just now. It reminded me of the insurance thing we talked about last week. I think last week we left it my car door, and the plan was like, I'm going to take the insurance money, and I'll just use it to get my car detailed. Oh, car is detailed. Yeah. You're probably thinking, hey, this went off without a hitch. Nope. I paid for the car detail out of pocket. I mean, probably an hour after we got done recording last week, I get a phone call from Progressive. They're like, hey, we got some news about your car. So we were able to track down exactly who the driver was and the car service, and they did not have insurance. So what we can do is you can, I thought it was illegal to not have car insurance. So
pretty sure. And it's a car service.
They should definitely have their cars insured.
Go ahead.
So then they're like, so what we can do is you can pay for the repairs and then just bill us, and we will try to get them to reimburse it. I was like, no thanks.
You try. Yeah. That's a scary word.
So once again, the system has failed, Jake. If you get your laptop stolen and you have video footage and the person's name and the person's face and the person's physical address of where the laptop is, nothing will happen. If someone hits your car door multiple times and you have video footage and a picture of the license plate and you have car insurance, nothing will happen.
What you're doing is giving them too much evidence. You're making it too easy on them.
I gotta make it
work
for it.
If things were more ambiguous, they could just be like, somebody hit you. We don't know who it is. We're really sorry about that. Here's some money for it. Like it was a hit and run, essentially.
Yeah.
But
now they know who it is.
And they're like
we got to go by the book.
This person stinks. They don't have insurance for some reason, even though they're a car service.
Oh,
little fishy.
Much bigger problems in the world. Not a huge deal.
Much bigger blessings in the world too, my brother.
Like what?
Like maybe getting a ring on a girl's finger.
Ooh, that reminds me. I did think of like a caption already. Is that cheesy? Maybe. I just thought of, truly, and it's probably, a year and a month ago, you probably heard me talk on the podcast. When before I met Rachel, I saw her like caddy corner to our pickleball court. I remember thinking like, that girl's got a good backhand. I don't know if you remember me saying that. I think I said on the podcast, like her backhand got my attention, not like that. Anyway, some sort of caption, which I guess everyone maybe has already seen it, of like, a year ago, her backhand caught my attention. A year later, same exact park, I put a ring on the back of her hand.
Nice.
Something like that.
Yeah. Yeah, some way of working those two things in.
Yeah, because it is kind of cool. It's not a stretch. It's like I literally did it.
Yeah.
It's kind of fun.
That's great.
Two-hand backhand. You don't see that often.
Two-hand backhand.
It's nice.
Yeah. You did it, dude.
Now it's got stitches.
Yeah.
Let's do our reviews of the week and wind this up.
Oh, we had some good ones, Jacob.
Yeah, we got a lot.
Thank you for those, guys.
Yeah, last week the one I read was pretty fun.
Maybe the best one ever. Okay, which one are you going to do?
You can go for it.
All right, I'll do 5 stars for Jake and Brad
That's what I
by P_ships. This one, I don't know. There's a few this week that I'm like, if I could just market our podcast using these reviews, I would.
I think I'm going to find a Facebook post actually because there was a really good one in there too.
Also very sweet. Yeah, on our Facebook group. Join it if you're not on there.
Join it if you're not on there.
P. Ships says, I found Ghostrunners from the Do Less, God Bless podcast. I started listening to Do Less, God Bless in the fall of 2020 thanks to a recommendation from my friend Brittany. Let's clap it up for Brittany.
Hey, Britt.
For getting us here.
Hey, Britt.
I'd only listened to a few episodes when I found out it was ending. I was pretty bummed, but my friend said, have no fear. Jake has another podcast with his best friend, and it's even better than DLGBT. The first episode I listened to was episode 84, putting a 3-year-old in the fridge. Classic. That was like peak Harrison days. And I was hooked immediately. I love the Office. I'm struggling. I love the Office references, the clean humor, and the positive vibes from Jake and Brad. The podcast has been something I genuinely look forward to every Monday morning. It's not only been a source of comfort during difficult times, but it's been linked to moments of joy as well. Whether I was struggling with a stressful situation at work or enjoying a walk on the beach on vacation, it seems like Jake and Brad have been a part of it all and kept me laughing and smiling for the last 2 years. Jake and Brad, thank you for this wonderful podcast. The ghosty community gives me hope that good people still exist in this world. Thank you for being positive Christian role models for all of us, but especially for younger listeners who are navigating high school and college and maybe feeling the pains of peer pressure. It's a crazy world. A lot of smells. But I'm grateful for people like you who value faith, family, and community and can discuss these topics in a fun and relatable manner. Wishing you continued success, both personally and professionally. On your feet, Patty in the Middle East from Cleveland, Ohio.
We need to read that at our meetings we have later.
Yeah,
start off with that.
Yeah,
that's awesome.
It's a great. So thank you, Patty. That was so sweet. And yeah, we hadn't gotten reviews in a while, which is not the other world, but I would look every once in a while. Like it's kind of like a daily routine. Like, oh, there's the podcast app. Let me click on that and see if we got any reviews. We hadn't in a while. And then that one came in and it was like, wow, worth the wait.
Now we got all these other ones coming in.
Amazing. Yeah.
I'm actually going to read a Facebook post from a girl named Sophia. She posted this last night. And she said, I want to thank Jake and Brad for creating an amazing podcast that can lift us up even on the worst days. I said this because just as I was having an awful day yesterday, I turned on the podcast and laughed out loud to the point that my day was completely turned around, which is just fantastic. You're a blessing to all of us. I know it's super cheesy, but it's the truth. And then like the top comment is like, I couldn't agree more. I cried in my car after work, and then I turned on Ghostrunners and laughed the whole way home.
Wow.
And it's just cool. That's cool. You guys are cool.
Yes.
Thanks for listening. I'm glad it's able to be a blessing or an uplifting little distraction in your life. And we're here to make you laugh or distract you or just, make you think that everything's going to be okay, whatever it is.
It is going to be okay.
Happy we can help.
Yep. Yeah. Just grateful for you guys. Grateful for this podcast, man. Grateful. Yeah. It's just fun to see like the progress of our lives, kind of unfold on a podcast and just continue to unfold. So
families, careers.
Here we go.
Stand-up comedy.
Yeah.
Backhands. Scott just texted us. I think I'll be lucky to get 5% of the vote this week.
No.
It all happened so fast. Crumbled under pressure. He knows it.
He does crumble under pressure. I'm worried about him and his pickleball thing. Like he is so talented, but I think he just gets in his own head. You can already hear it. Like he's like so pumped about it. He's thinking about it so much, and like he just gets a little skittish sometimes.
We'll see. That is fun. I am really excited for it. I wish I could watch it.
Oh, it's amazing.
He's a minor league pickleball athlete.
Yeah, he's so pumped about it too.
He's put in the time. He deserves it.
Right.
Brad, do you want to end this episode with a jingle?
I do. I'm going to borrow your headphones.
Okay.
This one's written by Emily Schmidt.
She's back.
Yeah, she is a consistent writer of the jingles. Ooh, your headphones are so different than mine.
Thank you.
Whoa.
I haven't turned down a little bit on the ears because Scott's phone call was loud. Just FYI, you can turn them up.
How do I do that?
It's a wheel. You'll figure it out.
Oh, wheel.
Yeah. You ready?
Got it. Yep. Thank you, Emily, for writing this jingle. Oh, wait. Can I tell a story real fast about this?
Yep.
So this jingle is early 2000s punk rockish, and TJ Macedas from Walk in Love podcast. Guys, check it out if you haven't. Walk in Love. He messaged me earlier this week, and he's like, hey, man, really last minute, but have you heard of the When We Were Young festival? I said, I've heard of it. And, it's whatever. It's this festival with Dashboard Confessional, Jimmy World, All American Rejects, Death Cab, all these different Paramore, all these different bands, Taking Back Sunday. And he's like, it's in Vegas. We were supposed to go with a couple friends of ours, and now it's just me that's able to go. Would you want to go with me? And
Vegas to see Paramore the week I'm getting engaged?
Yes. I was like, I'm watching the kids by myself this weekend, so I could, the answer was no. But I was like, if not, I would have said yes. I would have made it.
Just for the story.
Just for the story, just for the the opportunity to hang out with TJ, just for the opportunity to
that would have been fun.
Like enjoy something that TJ really enjoyed. I like Death Cab a lot. I like Jimmy Eat World fine. All American Rejects fine. But like he's like so into some of those bands like Paramore and
Paramore could be fun.
I just don't know them very well. But like he was so into it. So he was so pumped. So I think it'd be fun to just go experience something that somebody else is so pumped about.
It is always fun to do that.
And it's Vegas where we could hit it one time for Big Daddy. So anyway, all I had to say, this is kind of in homage to the When We Were Young festival going on this weekend. I'm going to try to sing it in a little bit of a punk rockish TJ Macedas-esque voice.
Fun.
I also need some water, but I don't have any.
I got about an ounce left of this protein shake.
I would rather not have your backwash. Gross. It's a decently long intro, but that's okay. Thank you.
Thank you. When We Were Young, Vegas.
You guys have been like super chill. I don't know.
I'll be honest. I don't think I've heard of that song.
Really?
I kept trying to find it. Even as I was watching the words, I couldn't even figure out what part you were on.
It's
I don't know that song.
One, All American Rejects.
Yes.
Yeah, it's like
Dirty Little Secret.
Yeah, I feel like Dirty Little Secret's like the one that everyone knows. Swing
had-
Swing was like their first single.
Really? They had
Yeah.
one other one that was pretty big. Don't remember.
Move Along.
Move along.
Dun,
Move
dun, dun,
along.
dun, dun, dun,
Move
dun.
along
Yeah.
like you. Yep.
Yep.
You
You do it.
You guys get it. Cool. Fun episode. And you got another one coming Wednesday. So hurry and listen to this one by Tuesday night. And then episode coming Wednesday with the families and Brad and Hattie and Rosie.
Who
and
knows?
Who friggin' knows?
All of
So,
them. Cool. Love you
yeah,
guys.
stay tuned. We don't know anything about the trip yet, but we got a meeting later today about that. So who knows? Could be made. Could be somewhere else.
I'll tell you one thing about it, though. It's going to be Zoppity.
You got to be zuppity.
Yeah.
Flippity floppity.
All right. Thank you, guys. Love you, Catherine. And Bo and Rosie and Hattie.
Have a great week, everyone.
Okay.
We'll see you on Wednesday. Peace.
Jake's engaged.
Ghostrunners podcast. Every